But CAA is only my wife is.
It's cheap.
Yeah, it's $75 a year.
It's cheap, man.
Is that, I wonder what that includes, because doesn't one tow cost like
to be honest,
$200?
But here's the thing.
Anyone have any coupons
I've never had to use it. And I've been paying. I've had CAA forever. So that's how they get you, man. Like it sounds cheap, but I've literally never used the service, and I've probably been paying for it for how old am I? 20 years, maybe.
Yeah, but even that. But
they win, dude. They're trusting.
Oh yeah. But that's like insurance scam.
Yeah,
I mean, look, the world needs insurance because when you get run into or whatever, someone needs to be responsible for all of that.
No, it's true, man.
But it's just like how much I paid $2,000 a year or something for the car. If I've been doing that for 20 years, that's 40 grand. I don't even have one claim. Never had an accident. Never had a speeding ticket. Nothing like that. Yeah, no claims whatsoever.
Investing in
yeah, that's why. I mean, that's why I'm buying some Burke B. Yeah. Every time it goes down.
Or you could buy some Doug.
Or you can buy some Trader TV Live coin. What is Doug?
Oh, Sharif's in Doug.
Oh, Sharif's in Doug. All right, well.
Do the Dougie.
He is doing the Dougie over here. So let's get ready to throw it to him. All right, good day today. We're back at 2 p.m. here for Neil's final 2 hours before he goes on vacay. So join Neil back then. He's going to Budapest. So we all have, we're really lucky being here. The owner sends us everywhere, and we're able to take all this. Being in Paris, being in Rome, being in London, Budapest, soon to be some spicy areas in Spain where we'll go see Luis Barbado and we will do a show live from our Barcelona office. All right, ciao everybody. We'll see you then.
See you then.
You owe us 3 minutes, Joe.
No way, man. That's from Boom! The Katita Man says we owe him 3 minutes. Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Welcome to the Midday Show. That right there, dancing up a storm, is your boy Joey Options, and I'm Sharif, and I'm in a better mood today.
I have CAA insurance.
All right, guys. Let's shout out everybody coming in from the chat. Shout out to Robert, Isaac, Kobe the Kid. We got Miggy Mog Mo and Nick. Whatever. Moy Casando, Scott H, Oscarito, how about Vern and Cristobal, Mr. Henry L. I see GameStop. I talked about GameStop yesterday. We got Ahmed, we got Jesse, we got Brown Lighting, Flow Grade, Miguel Pereira, Echo Max, Travman, Adrian, Fiddleback, Tobbs T. Shout out to Holly, waving right back at you, girl. We got Chef Joe and Berto G. Steve Day. We got Ryan Davis and the Piper. Who else, man? You guys are moving too quickly over here. I can't read that. Rodney Washington. Welcome to Trader TV Live, my friend. We got Ayo Lewis, Sahil, Tyrone Hamilton. My God, peace back at you, baby. Small Trader Nick, there are no small traders, guys. They're just only small trades. We got the Ozan in the house, Unfinished Dreams, Atif, Sports and Stonks, Paul Goodson, Joseph Scott J, as well as Trading Today for Tomorrow.
Makes sense.
I hope so.
I like that one.
I like that one too, man. Good morning. How's it going?
Good, man. I mean, yeah, we're having a good time here this morning. We took a couple trades, man. If you guys go and check my X posts, I put it on there. Joey Bag Fumbler is my new name here. Sure. Yeah, because we're putting on the trades. Nice. We're in the right area, but we're just not holding on. I don't know what's going on. This would happen sometimes. It is the name of the game, but here we go. We were trading some IonQ earlier in the morning, guys. That was a half decent one. I talked about just putting on size and not changing that psychology. So a couple mishaps. You've seen what happened to us in the likes of Google yesterday as well, too, folks. So we want to start to avoid that, and we just got to toughen up. Diamond hands, Deontay Wilder, some things here. Yeah, and that's the name of the game here. Let's go through our trades here on the morning, guys, and I hope everyone's having a happy Friday. And that's all that really matters. Red or green, there's always going to be Monday. All right, let's roll through it. So here we were trading IonQ. That is going to be our best trade of the day here, guys. We were also in some Rigetti.
Knees are
spaghetti. Knees are sweaty. We got really aggressive here, guys, on this trade. But then as soon as I seen some orders flush on the bid, as soon as we cracked this high, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me get out of this. And I locked in a little bit of gains there, but you can see entry one, double it up, triple it up, and then I was going for that break of the high of the day, but we just didn't get that momentum that I was looking for. And I mentioned previously, that this is more of a grinder, right? With these lower price stocks, they're not going to go they're not going to just get those clean moves like we see in some of these higher mega cap stocks. So that's one thing I have to note and be patient on. We also took a trade on IBIT.
Oh.
And yeah, it was actually my largest size of the day here. Yeah, but Sharif,
it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all right. We had eye on Q and everything. It took 2 attempts to get it going. I'm like, you know what? We're going to get that higher day break here. I'm like, let me load this boat. But then I just took a little bit off there, guys. And then I just didn't sit through that pullback, which is unfortunate. But that's okay. There's going to be plenty of trades to put on here today. And I'm going to be patient and wait for those opportunities.
The Owens Sailing Diary.
Ooh.
You know what he said there?
What did he say?
Saying hello to the chat reminds me of a kid show in Australia Play School. I feel like I'm too old when you blokes are on. No offense, just feel like you are being a bit narrow demographically, brother. I'm 43 years old on Sunday. I ain't young, so you're in the right place. Shout out to you, my man. Thank you for joining us today. I don't know why you feel that way. I hope nobody made you feel that way, but I don't know what this Australian show is. It sounds like a doozy. Let me know what it is.
What's the old instrument they got over there in Australia?
They play instruments
You know which one? Come on, chat knows immediately which one I'm calling. It can't come to me. I don't know, brother. I don't know. I appreciate it if you didn't call me Devin Haney. You know what I mean?
Devin Haney.
Call me Paper Hands out there.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Come on.
It's like a chickadoozy or something.
Dude, I watched a couple of old fights from Devin Haney. Why would you see the one that? Because I don't know. I was in a mood to be really disappointed. I don't know. But did you see the one where he got clipped? He got clipped hard, then wobbled back to his corner.
No.
Like it didn't even nothing happened.
Really?
I gotta send you this. Hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah, there we go. A diggery-doo is what that's called. Do you know what those things are?
Yes, I've heard of them. I've heard of them. I've never played one, Joseph. All right. The only instruments I've played, the clarinet and the trumpet.
The clarinet.
The clarinet. The reed, what'd you play, Katina Man? The Katina Man played the bass clarinet. Those were the ones with the thicker reeds, right?
Yeah, and it's long.
And it's longer as well. Yeah.
Dang, shout out
to the Katina Man.
Katina Man for that one.
All right.
I played the guitar and the flute.
Hey?
I used to play the old little.
Well, I did play a little bit of acoustic guitar in grade 10. Took that class.
Yeah.
Skipped like half the classes.
Bad.
Yeah. That wasn't a good use of time, Joseph.
No.
It was not a good use of time. All right, guys. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. Really appreciate you guys. Here's the deal. We're in a couple of trades right now, Joseph. This one, Neil put on the watch list this morning. Lottery.com, LTRY. I'm long at 222s. We've wet the beak there all the way up to 30s. This one is feeling very ascending wedge-ish, but it is a bamboozler. When it breaks into highs, it's quick to retrace into the lows. So if you're going to trade this one, set up some resting orders. Offer, as the Katina Man says, I'm offering at $2.30. I'm offering at $2.33. I just say I'm waiting at that level. That means I'm looking to sell at that level. So we'll see what this one does. Several outs on this one so far. As zigs and zags with that volume weighted average price, which is right around that 2 1/5. The other one I'm involved in right now, no prints on this one. Doug on the New York Stock Exchange.
Sup, Doug?
It has, I know, sup, Doug. Dougie. No, seriously, it has a seller here at 92 and has had a seller there for a while. I'm still yet to get any prints. I've got 90s on at the moment. I've layered my orders with this one. Another one that I have perceived to be an ascending wedge, higher low, higher low, higher low. That's what I'm looking at right now. I've already loaded up on this one, and anything below my stop, obviously, we're gonzino there. I see you, Legend League, URA, nuking everything else. Yes. In a very pun-filled way. Adair's not here, but we can pick up the slack. Obviously, Donald Trump slated to have yet another executive order signing ceremony in the Oval Office, of course, where he will be talking about deregulating parts of the nuclear industry in the United States, as well as kind of trying to rely less on Russian and Chinese uranium. And hey, Hey, Donald, we have a lot of that over here. It's called the province of Saskatchewan. Give us a call. We'll hook you up, brother, but we're not going to pay those tariffs. All right, guys, I'm just trolling over there for all my American friends in the chat. Joseph, what are you looking at?
Yeah, I'm here on IONQ. I think this space is still continuing to climb. That's why we were looking at it this morning. Yeah, I mean, we're having a decent day here. We're nicely green on it, so we're going to be precise on the session to see what we can get involved in. You don't want to be buying the tops of these ranges just yet, but what I'm looking at, if we are as strong as I think we are, then if you can catch the lower end of this consolidation phase, then I think you should be okay, and maybe we get a nice consolidation and then that additional leg higher. I mean, it's hard to say that you won't get any follow-up, especially with yesterday's session here on IONQ, so that's exactly what I'm looking for. It's unfortunate that we didn't participate throughout this whole trend, but I can't complain. A nice 1 minute ABCD pattern right there, guys, and then we just piece out conservatively, right? So again, the execution was there. I'm happy about it. The size necessarily wasn't. I was just more of I don't know if Sharif recognized this morning, but I was just in a relaxed state. I'm like, I'm here chilling. I was was it Fat Joe leaning back? And that's it. But
something else to do with lean there.
Oh, you were talking to me about there. No, just leaning back there with your good. I'm not going to say that as your friend because he's not our friend.
No, he's not our friend.
He's not our friend. Oh. But yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, guys, we're going to wait for this consolidation. We might get a liquidity grab. If we punch through the lower end of the support level, then maybe there'll be an opportunity. So I'm looking for any form of indecision within this phase here in order for me to get in. Or if we come in and test the lows once again, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on the time of sales to see if there's a defense there. It's saying, okay, we're not going to allow the price to go any lower. So that's what I have my eyes on. I want to point out here as well, too, guys. I'm continuously posting up on the options chain. I'm doing my scans as well. I posted my scan this morning as well too, so you can see all the tickers that I have here. Here's the scan on my profile here. So there you go. You can see it. I just run it. There's a certain criteria. Anything less than 1,000, greater than $10, and greater than 1 million shares. Right. So there you go. You can go follow it. I'm going to be posting the scan in the options chain on my X. So go and follow me at Trader TV Joseph, and go follow at Trader TV Research as well too. Adara is off for the couple of days, but she's always posting on that and on Trader TV Live. So go follow those 3 handles right there, guys, and see what we got going on. 401 there, Sharif. There we go. We were talking about that not too long ago. So much appreciated, and thank you guys all for even hitting the like and etc. But yeah, it goes a long way. It goes a lot farther, and it even motivates me more to like continuously post these things because it seems like the individuals who are looking at it kind of like that as well. So yeah, that's what I got going on, Sharif. Waiting for the lower end of this range. Maybe we take that second leg higher, liquidity grab. Let's see what this market's up to. But I think there's going to be a good opportunity in order for us to climb higher in IONQ.
I have a very good feeling about that as well. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm in the 2 positions that I've already talked about. I'm waiting for any prints on DOUG. I've got a few on LTRY. I'm looking now to set up on OKLO. I perceive this to be a bull flag here on OKLO. So if that is my perception, if that's my belief, then my move here is let me work into the bull flag. Well, what are the bull flag components? We got that pull up, and then we got that sideways consolidation, right? So if we're gonna get a sideways consolidation, typically we'll have a pseudo range, a decent range that we can gauge. Maybe 50.5 to the high side, 48.5 to the low side. That's kind of what I'm seeing on OKLO. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post here, try to get some money fills in the low 49s and in the high 48s. It's all the way up into 50 right now. I get that, but I'm looking for a move down. So let's go ahead and post here. I'm going to wait at 49.25 for half the shares. So 49.25. We're going to post here as a resting order, and then I'm going to wait at 48.75 for another entry. 48.75. We'll go like that, and we'll go just like that. All right, so that's my move right now on OKLO, trying to get a money fill rather than punching into a level that we keep having trouble with. You guessed it, it is that $50 level. Okay, so this one's a bit more expensive than the ones I typically trade, so obviously I'm going to use a smaller size, but I do happen to like that catalyst today. Let's see if we're able to make some money on it. Let's move back to Doug though, because Doug is coming down into the 10 exponential moving average again. I have my stop quite close to here, so let's see if we can get something here on Doug to the high side. We're still putting in what I perceive to be higher lows, so I'm going to take advantage of that, and we're going to go long over here. But now, because I've added to the position, I have to adjust my stop, right? Otherwise, it'll get me out, but it'll only get me out for a small amount. So let's go ahead and wait over here, and then we're going to give it right down to there. And it's how many shares we've got on right now. So there we go. So we're going to go and adjust that. So now we've got our stop in for DOUG. It's going to have to hold up above the 10 exponential. Otherwise, we're going to have no smoke with this one. All right, back to LTRY. Where's that one at? There we go. So we've got a few prints on this one, and I'm still quite happy with the pattern that I'm seeing. As generally here, we are getting these higher lows. And now you've obviously had outsized what am I called? Retracements, where you get these big bull flags and then you kind of give back almost 2/3 of the move. That seems to be kind of a characteristic of this one. You get a big move up and then you give back about 2/3 of the move. So keep your eye on LTRY. It is a bit of a bamboozler. And if you're going to get into this one, again, what I'm going to try to tell you is take these put resting orders there so that if it spikes up, all of them can fill and then you can get into the money quite quick. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm also looking at QUBT. So we were trading, I think we were trading Rigetti yesterday, and another good day, Joseph, for these quantum names. I perceive yet another bull flag here on your friend QUBT. This one, the Katina man had a banger on yesterday, so we'll see how this cookie ends up crumbling. I also am interested in getting in at LTBR. Here we go. This just came into the 10 exponential again, and here it goes again. So I'm going to get into LTBR, and I'm putting my stop at current bar low. So it'll have to hold up 15, 14. Otherwise, we want no smoke with this one. So that's what I'm doing right now, Joseph. We're in 3 positions. Let's see how they do.
Love it. All right, so I had a good question here, and I'm going to be honest with you, Ugar. Ugar Kagri Yamaz. Sorry if I mispronounce your name there.
Nazem Kadri?
Yeah, not maybe his cousin there, but I don't know anything. Hey, Joseph, good day to you. Good day to you as well, my friend. Thank you. I'm giving you a headache with all the questions. No, don't ever think that. I love the questions, so keep sending them my way. Would you be positive on a Euro USD May 30th $1.15 call? What do you think of today's Trump news on Euro USD and DXY? Okay, so I'm going to just be totally frank with you guys. You're asking, I know absolutely next to nothing about Forex, so I don't want to mislead you. And I didn't even know that you could trade Forex options. Did you know that?
No, yeah, you know I don't know anything about Forex.
I don't want to mislead you in any way. I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Forex trading. I mean, we know what's going on. Donald wants to slap a 50% tariff on these guys. So just ask yourself, what do you think about it? Is it good or positive? But how these pairings work in Forex, I actually have no idea, to be honest with you. So again, I don't want to mislead you or anything along those lines, all right? So we'll just stop it off there. Okay, so we can see here on IONQ, we're cracking this little secondary downtrend line right here. So this could be a positive sign. Maybe we start really, really small and look for the continuation. Oklo was just absolutely going insane.
Joseph, I got nothing from that, man.
As you mentioned it there, Sharif, I'm like, okay, let me take a look at it. So what I'm trying to hear, so this is what I want to kind of just analyze here, guys. We're going to put some charts in comparison.
Strategize too?
Yeah. Oh, and then we're going to look to capitalize right after that. But no, in all seriousness, look at the similarities here in this Oklo pattern, and then look at it here on the IONQ pattern. So, I mean, if we get that breakup, we are now heading into this resistance zone. If we clear through 45.69, there's a pretty good buy opportunity. We're constructing these higher lows, positive sign, and then I showed you that little secondary downtrend line that we have now cracked and then sitting on the opposite side of. So maybe we can get another leg there going in IONQ. So I'm going to be keeping my eye on that. But Oklo is just going parabolic right now, up 30% on the day, Sharif, and continuing to climb. So you can see we gapped through some key levels here and heading to a really, really key pivot. I mean, it is about 7 points away from where we're currently trading at. But with this strength, that's a positive sign, Sharif. What do you got going?
Well, we're doing it live here on LTBR. I took some all the way up into about 82. This one did work into that 85. I still got one out left on this bad boy. I'm looking for a breakout into 16, so I don't want to take it out. I've got 54s on right now. It's showing me 69. So here's the deal. We're going to give 50. So we're going to go 15.48 stop. And then we're going to go, so then we're going to cancel the old stop, clean up your stop orders, people. Don't forget, don't be an idiot like me and to forget to do that. So there we go. We've cleaned that bad boy up. And then we're going to let this thing do its thing 25. All right, we're gonna let it go. Let's see where it wants to get up to. 1614 HOD on LTBR. It's up a very respectable 47, 48%. So it's really knocking on the door of that 50% level. Let's go ahead and post at 98s, Joseph. So we're gonna post at 98, see if we can take something in and around there. So that's the winner that I have on right now. LTRY is a decent winner too, but we've only got a few outs on this one. It's really going to come down to DOUG and whether it or not it continues to hold the volume weighted average price and whether or not it keeps putting in these higher lows. Because right now on Doug, we got 89s. It's showing me 84, so we are out of the money. But I've got substantially more size in DOUG than I have in any of the others. So a move up here could, put me on a good track on the day. Nice. OKLO, Joseph, I got diddly squat on that. I tried to get a dip trade. It gave me a gesture that we're not allowed to do on YouTube. And it's on its way. Getting into the high of the day there, Joseph. It just got to $51.99, so a $52 touch and drop right now on OKLO. What's the move here on OKLO? So it just got into 52s. I'm going to go ahead and wait at 50 1/4. I'll tell you why. The 10 exponential moving average is at 50-10, 50-15, something like that. So if this thing dips back down, glances at the 10, I'd like to be part of it. So let's go ahead and wait over here. We're going to post at 50.25, and we'll try to get something. We don't. That's simple as that. So OKLO trying a dip trade here again at a higher level, and I perceive this to be a bull flag. I mean, I should be punching in here. Yeah, this is a bull flag. There's a bull flag.
Yeah.
And then there's a consolidation. There you got the consolidation break.
Pop on the old 1 minute time frame.
Yeah.
And when we get that consolidation break, let's look at the volume profile.
The one is though. But look at that. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So the volume profile's curling up.
Bang. Yeah, there you go. And then when you break out, you get that volume step in.
Well,
it's a face slapper.
So I don't know, Joseph. It's not letting me in, so I'm trying to back my patience right now with this one. We'll see what we get. I put that 50 1/4 dip trade, but whatever. Thank you, Day Trader Cut. Scott Besant speaks at 11:30. That is 8 minutes from now. We obviously have Sate at the big desk covering for Adara, who's on a much-needed vacation. So yeah, anything she hears, I'm sure she's going to tell us about it. She's got her button there where she can, come on in whenever she'd like. So we're waiting on that, Joseph.
What's up with that?
What's going on?
No, I just seen. I don't know what. No. Did you say the Leafs?
No, there's beef?
Yeah, I got beef right now on my activity log right now. It's giving me a yellow thing, or I don't know what that is, but we're all right.
You can scroll to the right, and then it'll give you the error message.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah, you should be able to see what the issue is right there, right?
Yeah.
Does it say, or no? I can't read it from there.
Yeah, no, it's not really saying anything, and I need glasses apparently these days.
You and I both, bro.
But yeah, no, good luck here, guys. We're in that IonQ trade. We were talking about the potential setup. We're seeing that volume step in here on OKLO. And that's all we need here. If we get the volume to pick up on the 1 minute time frame, then we're gonna be Ponyboy Golden at this point. So I mean, Shreve, did you get that one, Ponyboy Golden? Did you ever watch that?
No, Joseph, you always make me look bad. You're always embarrassing me, bro, in front of everybody. Bro.
Everybody.
I don't know what these movies are, bro.
It's the Outsiders with I'm not even gonna go down that list, man. I don't even know what's going on in my memory these days. But everybody knows, stay golden, Ponyboy, as the old saying goes. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. It is what it is. But I know a lot of people in the chat know what I'm talking about there. Patrick Swayze's in it.
Okay, well, I know Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
I know who he is. Like, I'm not that out of touch.
In the Outsiders, stay
The Outsiders, Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I forget. That's why I said Patrick Swayze's in it and so everything. That's an old school book. Yeah, Ponyboy. So everybody stay golden.
Hold on, what year is that from?
Ooh, it's old, man. I read that way back in the day, that book.
Okay, it's a book.
Yeah. Well, they made a movie of it as well. Yeah, they made a movie as well, too. So, yeah. All right, here we go, guys.
Yes,
we didn't get that volume to step in like we wanted to, but we'll be patient in this. Going to start really, really small. Yeah, Tom Cruise is in it as well, too. Young Tom Cruise. He's really young at that point. But, yeah, so, again, not going to panic or anything along those lines. The thing is, when you are buying at the top of the range, I suggest that you start extremely small because you don't want to just give yourself a stop out in the middle of the range. Why? Because look where the price action's trading, right? So the chances of you getting stopped out are significantly higher. So you want to start small, especially if you're buying at the top of the range, and then just wait. You're not essentially wrong. Your thesis isn't wrong until you open up below this support system, and then you're like, okay, let me get out of this trade. But here you can see I'm buying at the top end. I was expecting that that volume to step in. We didn't get it just yet, but as long as we continue to hold, then I think we'll be sitting in a good position. If it does step in, then we'll also have the ability to add here, and that's exactly what we're going to look to do on IonQ. But it looks like Oklo is the trade of the day so far, Sharif.
Oh, absolutely, Joseph. We're going to have to see if this one ends up holding or what the situation with Oklo is. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some stops over here for, yes, my friend over here. We're going to give that the old college try. What else we got, man? I've been waiting here for a hot minute for Doug to do something. It's above VWAP. Oh, wow. It's still putting in higher lows. My first end or profit takers waiting at 90s, so we'll see what we get there. So on this one, QUBT is breaking down below the volume weight, or sorry, the 10 exponential moving average on the 5. So I was about to work my way into this one, but I don't think that that's the right thing to do at the moment right now because it is coming down. So I want to see if the money fills are going to be in between the 10 and the 20. That's often the case with these ones. So that's what I'll be waiting for there to see whether or not we kind of just stop the descent on QUBT kind of in the middle between the 10 and the 20. That's been happening a lot lately where the money fills are just somewhere in between. That's been my observation anyway with some of these bad boys. So I'm going to keep my eye out on that. What else we got over here? I'm looking for that Oklo dip now coming into 51s. That's one of the breakout areas here on OKLO, around 51. So we're at 51.50 right now. So let's see what we can do. We can get in here, and then I can look to defend it in about 50.5. But that'll put me $1 out of the money if I do that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and do that, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's get into Oklo at this level. We're at 51.50 on the dot. Now, again, I will be interested in adding at 51 and all the way down to 50.50. So I will have those playing DCAs. Let's go ahead and do that as well. So we're going to wait down here at 51.05. And then I'm also going to wait at 50.55. So we'll see if we can get something in and around there with these bad boys. Maybe we get a nice pop back up. So it's probably incumbent upon me to throw some profit takers there in case that 50.50 level holds. You never really know. Okay, so I'm throwing them out there. Let's go ahead and throw some in the 80s as well. That's what we're doing. Okay, so we are selling off here a little bit on OKLO. Let's see if we can get that print at 51.05. 51.20s now it's showing me, so we're 20 pennies out of the money, at least for now. Nothing printing to the downside quite yet, as it hasn't gotten into that $51 level. So we're going to keep tabs on that. Let's go back to Doug. We continue to stair step a little bit, higher highs, higher lows, but by no means do we have that parabolic effect that we had certainly at around 10.15. That's when this one started doing volume. It really had been doing nothing until that time. So DOUG certainly on watch for me. LTBR is coming down. So I got stopped out of that one, I guess, for the last remaining amount there. Where is my LTBR? There it is. Okay, so let's flip back to the 5 on that. So we did well on this one, then we got stopped out break even for the last remaining amount. So that's okay. I can stomach that. That's no worries there. All right, I think I got filled there on OKLO for the dip trade. So let's have a look. Ooh. So now we've got 50.27 on now. So what are we going to do? We have to post in the 30s. All right, and then we have to post in the 40s now. So here we go. We're doing it live right now. Let's see what we get here. Joseph, what do you got on your side?
Yeah, same thing here, guys. So we're now at the lower end of the range. I don't often average in here, but I think it's a good opportunity. I mean, we could have got in here, would have given us significantly better RVR, but that's okay. I'm still going to exit at 44.60s. If we crack that support level, then adios muchachos. We'll find something else. It does look like the whole space in general is starting to pull back, but if we're holding up this strong, then maybe you just got to be a little bit more patient, wait for that additional program to step in, and then you can get that break up to the top side. Excuse me there, guys. So yeah, I mean, the market not doing too much either. I mean, we are recovering. I've seen somebody said, why is the market rallying? I wouldn't necessarily call this a rally, right? Or maybe a cover rally, but we're still negative on the session. So, I mean, there it is. We get that big move down on that news there, guys, and then we're just kind of just a nice pullback. You can see the indecisiveness within the PA, and it's not as orderly and strong as it is to the downside. So at some point, if we do squeeze and we hold some of these key pre-market levels, then I'm just going to look to get involved with a short. I'm going to look for some topping tail signals, etc. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the volume profile as well too, to see what that's telling us. As we climb higher and appreciate in price, what is the volume telling us? Is it stair-stepping down or is it increasing? That can tell us a lot too, especially as we run into key levels. So I think that's something really important we need to keep our eye on here throughout the session. Bitcoin slowly recovering as well. I was trading that this morning. Could have done significantly better on it, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's all about what's next. You're only as good as your trading is today. It doesn't matter what you've done yesterday, because that is now in the past, and we have to stay forward-looking. So yeah, here we go. A nice recovery in Bitcoin. I mentioned that I was heavy on size right here. Would have caught a nice move. That would have been a big-time day right there. But it is what it is. We just got to relax and accept the fact that we decided to take profits there. But you can see that we established this shelf. We cover it. We break down through some of these support levels, and then through VWAP, but look at the volume. It's accelerating to the downside, and now as we start to recover, look at the volume again, right? So at some point, if we run into some of these resistance zones and we come into this next level, there might be a potential opportunity for you to get into that short as well there. So that's what I'm looking at right now, Sharif. I got IONQ on my mind, and I got some Bitcoin on my mind.
All right, guys, LTBR starting to kind of put in a bit of a double bottom. The candle at 1125 held up at the low there of 1503, the current candle low 1506. So I have something off which to work. So we're going to go live right now. We're going to do it live for you guys on LTBR. Tight stop. Anything below 15, we're out. Simple as that. Oh, wow. Okay, it already popped up there like 15 pennies. Quick as you like. Let's take some profits here. Let's take some profits at 30s. And then we'll post again in the high 30s. We'll see if we get there. All right, so let's go ahead and put the stop at 98. And the, wow. Okay, that was quick.
Oh, because you like, eh?
That was quick, bro. I mean, the spready ones, they just give you the orders. Super quick on this. All right, so here we go. We're going to post at 55s, and then we're going to post at 69s as well. You guys know how this works. It's not new. All right, so that's the deal right now. That's what we're doing. We're doing it live on this one. LTBR, good move up. Let's go have a look, though, at what our friend, what's it called? OKLO is doing. So now we got that 50-50 ad. Okay, so now we have 51s on the dot. All right, so my move here is it's going to have to hold 50, okay? So let's go ahead and post at 25s. See if we can get something up there. Just making sure how many shares I have there. There we go. So we'll put that there. Up into 50, 83 we go. So we do find support at that 50-50 area. That's really what I'm looking at right now. Seller at 86. Okay, we shook them. Now it's going to really be about the whole dollar here if we can make it up to the whole dollar. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one. Anything below 50, we're going to have to give this one up. Give you some levels on OKLO. The volume weighted average price is at 48 1/5, 48 1/4. So we'll see how that one ends up doing. Not a bad look right now on OKLO, but we're out of the money, full disclosure. So we're gonna have to work our way back into this one. DOUG continuing to kind of just do nothing, but I am worried now that I'm seeing more pronounced lower highs than I am seeing higher lows. That concerns me, especially because the last three bottoming tail candles starting at 11, and then 11:15 and 11:30. So literally, if every 15 minutes, interesting, it has a bottoming tail candle, and each one of those has basically the same price. So we've got lower highs, but we've got the same area low. That's a descending wedge, and that could be, oh no, don't tell me. Flat bottom break. That's not what I want. I ain't short this name. So I am kind of concerned, full disclosure, about DOUG at the moment. Back to OKLO as it's back at 51s. So let's see if it can clear 51s here. It has a bottoming tail candle off the 10 exponential moving average on the 5, but it is not creating a new high, nor is it clearing 51. So our profit taker as well, we've just got one measly profit taker there. We would definitely need a lot more than that in order to do well on this. So keeping my eye on it. Again, anything below that 50 level, Joseph, I'm Gonzino.
Yeah, love hearing that there, my brother. All right, so yeah, let's check it out. Ozan was like, Joe, let's make the Qs great.
Great again.
Yeah, you've seen that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we're there. We're pretty great, I think. But guys, okay, Sataya. Okay, all right. Yeah, the Fabian with the psych out there. Okay, thank you for that one there, Fabian. I mean, guys, let's kind of just zoom out right now and just realize what we've done here in the past month or so. Just a little bit over a month here now, right?
Okay.
From where we're currently trading at 26%. If we were probably closer to 30 at the high, we were 3% off of those all-time highs. I mean, this is a nice run. We have multiple gaps up. Would I be surprised if the market comes in and fills the majority of this gap or half this gap? No, not at all. I think that's going to be a fantastic buy opportunity, in my opinion, right? But it just like today, you can see that some of the deals aren't necessarily, like, I mean, we got some good Saudi deals. I can go on about that all day with specific companies. But as from a tariff perspective, just like that, you get the 50%. So there's a deal that maybe not be going in Donald's favor right now. So what does he do? Bam, slaps him with some more tariffs there. So that's how it's going to work out, I think. But as more deals get strung together, I do believe that we will get to those all-time highs. I mean, we were only 3% off, but we just have to be patient. Unfortunately, we can't just go up all the time, and that's my trade thesis here. We've gone up over 30 or close to 30% off of these local lows here, and then now we're starting to pull back. That is healthy. Look at this gap down, and then you get a good candle. If you enter this gap at all to the downside, this is exactly where I'm going to be looking to buy. I was talking to Brankos earlier this morning. I said, yeah, I'm going to wait until 125 to start grabbing some more NVDA. Well, actually, as a matter of fact, I think I have even potentially more time and be even more patient to grab it, because if we are going to fill the gap and the overall market is going to be weak, I might be able to get 123s, 122s even, if it does decide to fill this downside gap. And I think that's a great buying opportunity. So be patient. If these pullbacks are displaying lower volume, this is going to give us another signal and more confirmation within our style of trading to say, hey, I'm just dip buying, looking for that next leg higher. And then if good positive news happens to string along while I'm positioning myself and it trades the market higher, then you've done exactly what you want to do and executed correctly. So that's exactly what I'm thinking here, Sharif.
All right, Oklo has trouble at 51 here, okay? It's been having trouble. I've been taking some out just a little bit above 51 into the 20s, but it is having trouble with that $51 level. 52.17 high. I perceive there to be support at around 51. Because it was a former area of resistance, but it's really having trouble taking that $51 level out. I was able to extract a couple of profit takers, but yeah, this one is looking like it will retrace below that level now and continue to put that lower high, lower low pattern in. That's what I perceive. It's still technically above the 10 EMA on the 5. But it doesn't look like it's going to be able to shake 51. It looks like it is on the way down. And so anything below 50, we're going to get stopped out. So let's go ahead and throw that on there because we're out of the money on this one. By the way, Scott Bessent is talking right now, guys. He is live on Bloomberg. So be careful. You know, anything could be. It's a wild card at the moment, okay? So just keep your eye out on that. Scott Bessent on Bloomberg right now giving comments. So make sure, you know, if you're in the queues or anything like that, you are aware of that. All right, so I want to move up my stop, on OKLO south of that $50 area. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to wait right over here. Sorry, just guys, I'm putting in my stop there. And no, you're good. You're good to go. You're good to go. So there we go. So we've got that one in play. All good there. Keeping my eye on QUBT as well, because QUBT is coming into the volume weighted average price. Here we go. 14.13 high a day. The volume weighted average price almost $1 south of that. It's about 13.15, 13, maybe 20, something like that, in and around that area. So let's see what this one does. Let's put a resting order on QUBT right around that 13.20. So I'm going to go ahead there, and we're going to wait at 25s and see if we can get something a little bit ahead of that volume weighted average price, possible retracement there, because it does look like we will get stopped out of OKLO, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, baby. Yeah. What do you got?
Yeah, it does exactly how it crumbles. I'm probably going to get stopped out of this IonQ eventually as well too. So it is what it is. I mean, what do I got? I've traded 3 names this morning. I've had 1 wrong. I'm 3 for 4, something like that. Maybe I'll go 3 for 5 here momentarily if we don't want to continue that. But yeah, just trying to keep it positive on the session. Let's see what we got going. We did punch through that high a day on OKLO, but now it's coming back to the top end of that range that we just previously broke. So we'll keep that in mind here. The volume did pick up. As we're pulling back, it is cooling off as well, too. So maybe just a pullback. And then you can look to get involved on that one. But, Catherine Yala, much appreciated as always. Yeah. Thank you for those kind words. She said, just thank you guys for all the incredible jobs you do, both of you, and full of knowledge and entertainment. I mean, that's what that's what we try to do. Hopefully we're entertaining, and I don't know about the knowledge for me anyways, but yeah, we're just trying to display what we got going on. I got a scruff. I think I got to shave and get a haircut, but that's all right. But yeah, I mean, here we are, guys. So I told you 44.60, I'm out of this trade. I was anticipating that breakout, and we're just not getting that right now. We've seen the continuation in strength in the earlier half of the session, but it's not following through here. As you can see, we're running around that lunchtime hour. I'm not saying that it won't happen, but just right now it doesn't look too positive considering how this consolidation is going. But one thing to note, let's focus on the time of sales right here, especially at these key levels right now, and I'll even make it easier for you guys. We're going to do some quote highlights to see if we have any form of imbalance on the books, and that will help us determine a lot as well too. So yeah, let's see if we can get that defense. Here you go. You can see we're flushing on the bid. We're not getting the defense that we like. We're continuously flushing. I think it's really important to recognize, see, that is not a positive sign right there, right? So that can display weakness, and you can see us start to punch through some of these key support levels. And if we continue on this path and break through 44.60, I'm going to have to hop out of this trade. I'm not going to be holding on to it any longer, because it's better off for me to get the lower end of the range and then try to get back to the top end of the range instead of me trying to anticipate this breakout and that volume not stepping in necessarily. So that's my game plan right now, Sharif. Let's see if we can hold these levels.
All right, man. All right, still no dip trade right now in QUBT, but it is stair-stepping down incrementally. I'm posted at 25s. The volume weighted average price for me is at 15s or so. It's basically, there's a couple of intervening green candles on the QUBT move down, but it's mostly a red, it's just mostly red candles. The green candles are, these doji candles of indecision. It is not coming quite down into that $0.25. It seems to find support at a third. We'll have to see how that ends up doing. I've already kind of throwing my order out there, so I'm just going to let that be. Let's see what OKLO wants to do. It's got a hammer candle here. I'm back in at 30s. Still no prints over here as it's finding support at the 20. And it found support at the 20 before as well. It found support at 10.55 at the 20, yet again at 11.05. So I'm looking for support over here and for a move back up. Out of the money on this one at the moment and negative on it. Put my stop on current candle low. So if it loses 49.60, that's where the trade ends there for me. Still waiting on something on QUBT. Okay, so we just got filled at the volume weighted average price now. So now we're going to have to give this one a little room here and see exactly what the situation is. I'm going to go ahead and wait a little bit below the volume weighted average price. Let's go at over here, and then we're going to give it down to here for that. So there we go. Now we've got that on. It continues to sell off. So the market does look like it's a little bit weak here on for mostly everything. Really nothing really running to the high side, at least not the things that I'm in at the moment. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if we can extract some profits off this one, because right now it's not looking good, at least for me. Back to OKLO. Show me the $0.25 again, generally holding the $50 level, which is not a bad look, but it is not putting any higher highs or higher lows. So that is a problem for me. Who is this?
Who's what?
Catherine Ayala. I pray. Ooh. Sharif soon has the courage to play with the large cap stocks, but 1,000% love his dedication to the smaller caps, in my opinion, are way scarier. I'm not interested in the large caps. Thank you, Catherine. So we're going to keep an eye here on OQUBT. There we go. OKLO taking out some highs over here. There we go. Now we're taking some prints finally on this one. Let's go ahead and wait in the 60s now. And then we're also going to post in the 70s as well. So let's see if we can get this hammer candle to give us something to the high side. Also, LTBR also coming up over here. So I didn't take that one out. Or did I get stopped out of LTBR? Yeah, I did. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't realize that I got stopped out there.
But I did back in.
Yeah.
Pick them up.
Let's have a look. Is it the right thing to do? Let's have a look, Joseph.
All right.
LTBR for no. It's still putting in lower highs and lower lows. So I'll pack my patience on that one. But OKLO is giving me something to be happy about right now because it's taking out all my levels and we're nicely in the money on this one. So let's go ahead and post now. Did I take out my 70s prints? Yeah, I did take out my 70s prints. So let's go ahead and wait in the 80s as well. We're doing it. We're doing okay here on OKLO. Still negative on it.
I thought you were doing it live for a second.
Right, no. All right, so we're going to look to take some profits on this one. We got shares on this one. That's the thing. Ooh. So, yeah, and you know, I don't usually take big share size, but I have much larger than I typically take. And here we go again with the 80s. Boom, Joseph. All right, man. To the high side we go on our friend Oklo. Let's wait at 51. So we're just going to be a skosh above 51. We're waiting at 51.08. We still have many more outs, so we have to post on this one. We're going to post a little bit above that, but I want to see if it rejects at that $51 level. It's having trouble clearing it, so technically still a lower high right now on OKLO, even though it is clearing the prior bar high, which was about 51.75. So we did technically clear it, but we'll have to wait and see whether or not we get continuity above that $51 level. And Doug, what are you? You're killing me, Doug. You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. I'm going to have to end this trade over here. Yeah, this one is coming in at, yeah, this is the wrong trade, and I'm flattening out on that one. That's okay. You can't win them all. All right, so keeping my eye on OKLO for a break of 51, Joseph.
Thank you. Yeah, Sean H. Sean H. was the only one to realize what I was referencing there. Pick him up. Yeah, I'm glad. That's honestly, I can quote so much from that movie. You're telling me this whole time you had 2 pairs of gloves? Like, yeah, this stuff is funny, man.
I don't know, but
yeah, Dumb and Dumber, man.
I've seen parts. I've seen parts of that.
Like, you're telling me this whole time you had 2 pairs of gloves? Yeah, it's absolutely hilarious. All right, guys, let's see what we got going on. See, now I can laugh. Me and my friend used to quote that. But here we go. Nice indecision print on the 5-minute chart there, guys. Maybe this is holding up, and this is exactly what we were talking about, right? You can see this definitive base put in there, and now we're starting to form some topping tail, bottoming tail candles here. So you can see that buying pressure stepping right back in at the lower ends of the range. So that's a positive sign for this trade. I like this. I'm going to continue to hold on to this until otherwise, right? So that's exactly what I said. We got to stick to the plan. Catherine said, Joe, stop being so gun shy. So I have to listen to what she says. I'm not going to be gun shy. You know what I mean? So I got to continue to hold on to things like we've been doing in the past and just getting back to how we like to trade. All right. So here we're in IONQ. We're waiting for that breakout. If we can get back into the middle of the range and we can see that volume really start to pick up, then I'm going to be in a positive position right now. But again, this is a NYSE stock. They do trade slightly different. We need that volume to step in. You can see it just absolutely start to fall off a cliff here around that 10:30 time. But now we're just at the lower end. We're slowly grinding higher. And if we get that buy program that steps right back in, I would not be surprised at all if we get a complete continuation in that strength. And here we go. The defense here, once coming to your boys' rescue. And you can see the strength here on the tape, guys. And I think that's really important to focus on. We did get a flush, but keep an eye on the size. If the size on the ask is significantly larger than what we're seeing on the bid and at the bid, then we're in a good position. So I'm going to be patient, wait on this. QUBT is also just trading right at the volume weighted average price. And same with Rigetti. QBTS didn't quite get there, so that's a positive sign of strength, and the market is just slowly grinding higher. So if any form of sell program steps in, I do think that they'll have the ability to dominate the bulls right now because it is a grind and the volume is also stepping off.
This $51 level has been a hard level to shake here, Joseph.
Yeah.
And we've been above it on both the ask and the bid, but we get to random. Okay, so now we're moving up. So maybe I spoke a little bit too soon. We just took out some orders there. Here comes 15s, 17s, 20s. Okay, just took out all my orders. All right, finally, we're making some money back here, man. I was not a good morning to start. I don't know why I did that accent, but sometimes, you know, they just comes out. Hey, assassino! Thank you, assassino. I love it, man. You know where we're at right now?
Where are we at? No, you're not.
Have a look at that position board.
Damn.
I feel like I'm stretching every time I do that. You're dancing, you're grooving, I'm just sitting here like all monkey-like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it.
Everything's fine, Joseph.
What is the thing that, like Gym Tan Laundry, but Pauly D, they just used to do?
What's his name? The Situation.
The Situation.
The Situation.
Mike, the Situation.
Yeah.
He's been in some situations in his time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, we got ourselves a situation.
Yeah. Who is it? So it's like Ronnie, Situation, and Pauly D.
Those were good times.
Yeah.
Pauly D.
Pauly D.
He came to Cabana. Do you remember that? And he's a DJ.
He's still doing that stuff. I'm pretty sure he comes once a year.
At least, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're doing it live right now, guys. The prior bar high on OKLO, 51.44. We're showing 34s now. I've posted at 44s, which is an ominous number. Shout out to all my Asians out there. You guys know what I'm talking about, baby. 43 showing up over here. It's going to curse me. I just know it. 44, and not a good number. Shout out to Mario and Luigi. So we're just going to leave it because it's going to take me much longer to cancel. There we go. It just got taken out. Can we get a little bit above it now? I'm waiting at 53s. We still got several outs left here on OKLO, and I'm going to post in the 60s as well and see if we can get to prior day high, 52.17. Let's not take out too much too quickly here because if we do, then we'll just continue to be out of the money. We've made back some money on this one, but still negative on it, full disclosure. QUBT, another trade that I've had right there, just got a beak wetter, but now it comes back into VWAP again. So I'm long at the $0.25. It's at 20 pennies. So do I hold this one? It's got a 3-bar hold at the volume weighted average price. Let's see if it holds. I've moved up my stop on this one from below 13 into previous bar low. So right back into break even we go here on QUBT. But when you look a little bit more thoroughly at the price action on the candles, the highs are a little bit lower. So that's usually not a good sign. So that's what I'm doing right now, Joseph. OKLO and QUBT. OKLO definitely the better of the two. And QUBT kind of to be determined at the moment. Ozan, sell them at 69, nothing below. That's my guy, man. He gets me. Marcus Steven Johnson, Gorilla Trading Boy. All right, baby. We got the gorilla face on, too. Anything else that I want to mention? Not much here, Joseph. NNE was another one that I was looking at over here, which was obviously a nuclear name. It's held the 10 quite well. But it is putting in lower highs and a lot of candles of indecision here at the highs. So I don't know how to feel about this one with the volume profile dropping as well. It's a respectable name, but it's got to get some volume behind it to put in some new highs. I'll keep my eye on it. Definitely, one that I was interested in. Now, I'm trying to determine whether OKLO has a top here at 51.50 because it seems like it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my out on prior on the break of 50, 50.75. Okay, the 10 exponential moving average on the 5 on OKLO is higher than my entry, and now we're getting another topping tail candle. So this definitely doesn't please me.
Oh, you put on some size on that OKLO.
Yeah, I did. I had like I had decent size on that. Yeah. Here we go. So let's see if this one breaks through the 10 exponential on the 5. 50.58 is or 50.60. If it breaks below that, I'm just going to get out, okay? Because I don't want to have a double top at 51.50 and then give back the entire move. So that's going to be my move right now on OKLO.
Yeah, Jag. I mean, brother, if you still want to trade, so my suggestion is, and what I typically do is that if you have a decently profitable day, just, okay, we'll make it nice and even. Say you made $100 on the day, and it's like, okay, I still feel like I have some potential good opportunities ahead of me. So what you do is you risk about 20 to 30% of that and just be happy. If you do hit that, that's now your max loss, right? So loss from top is what we like to call it here, LFT. So you keep that $70, you bank it, and then you also trade with that additional $30 to see if you can obviously put on some good trades. Don't think about about making money. Think about putting on good trades. Other than that, if you don't even want to do that, do what you said. Go out for a run. You're going to get the complete nod from me. If you feel like you want to step away from your desk and you're going to miss out, then it's just better to go, right? Because you don't want to get in any form of tilting or hulking out, especially when you've had a good day. Because guess what? Tuesday, we're right back here, right in the exact same spot. So there's going to be countless days to come. This market is not going anywhere. I've said it time and time again. It'll be here. It's been here before me. It'll be here after me. So again, don't get that FOMO. And I'm glad that you've had a good, solid day. All right. With that being said, Ion Q, not doing what your boy would like, but that's okay. We hold VWAP. If not, then we're out of this trade. The market does look like it wants to pull back. I was referring to this earlier. We've seen the Janudi in the SPY and in the price action prints. It's more of a grind. It's not as orderly as we've seen to the downside. Now we're starting to see that volume slowly start to pick up as we're pulling back here. So it was a nice cover rally. You've seen the indecision within those prints, but now it looks like the sellers want to step back in and take over the session. So just being able to read what price is telling you is extremely, extremely important. Each candle has an individual story, and that's how I personally like to look at it. So, yeah, sweeping LH. Biddy is pulling back. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to buy. I mean, we're trading at around 62.16s right now. A good pullback off of these all-time highs is warranted. I want to see that personally for myself and an also dip buy opportunity. I don't just like seeing this this straight trajectory to the top side. So that is a positive sign for me, not necessarily Sharif, but it is what it is. Okay, yeah. So I got.
What's that ticker again?
Which one?
The one that you just mentioned.
IBIT.
What would you call it?
A biddy.
Biddy.
Oh, yeah.
You called it a biddy.
Yeah. Sweeping.
Well, if you're from Toronto, you know what we're saying. I think it's Toronto slang. No?
It is. It's definitely Toronto slang.
Yeah.
It's definitely Toronto slang. But my guy sweeping LH is calling it that. So I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
I've seen some people in the chat.
I don't mind calling it that, man.
Biddy, yeah.
I like it. I like biddies, right? So obviously,
I mean, there
I'm
you
good
go.
there. Right?
Yeah, much appreciated, brother.
You get away with a lot of it. I love it.
Hey, man.
I love it. I love it. Just don't use any of those trigger words that YouTube doesn't like. Hey, you got to go.
I don't know. Maybe
do they know Toronto slang?
Hopefully not.
Knows Toronto slang?
I don't know, but it's lunchtime.
We just think. You guys hear the bell? Yes. Okay. So we just got summoned.
No. Oh, Christopher Jones claiming he started Biddy. Okay.
Okay. Pump the brakes here, bro. There's an entire city here of 6.5 million people that may disagree with you, Mr. Jones.
No, I mean, I think he's referring to calling Bitcoin Biddy. Maybe.
Yes,
but I'm going to have to give credit to Sweeping LH because he always puts a broccoli sign beside it too. But yeah.
You don't like broccoli, right? Or it's Neil that doesn't like broccoli. That's Neil. My bad.
I'm a big broccoli guy. Did you see what so I was sitting here eating my broccoli with the hummus yesterday, and I'm like, Neil.
Yo, that hummus was fire.
Yeah, fire.
That hummus was
fire. I was dipping my sandwich in it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Did
you feel the little bit of lemon that they threw in there?
No, I didn't feel that. No.
Because usually hummus doesn't have lemon in it.
Okay, so yeah, there we go. And I like sliced cucumber. I was dipping the sliced cucumber in it.
Attaboy.
Well,
those sandwiches were okay. I'm not gonna lie.
I liked them.
I didn't dislike this. I'm not a big sandwich guy, as you can probably imagine, the carbohydrates. But no, the sandwiches were.
I liked it. It was a nice chicken sandwich. But yeah, guys, we're holding
winner chicken dinner.
Yeah, it's another chicken dinner winner right there. We're still holding up on VWAP here, guys. If it does break it, I will be out of this trade.
All right, Oklo is coming into VWAP. I'm going long over here. We're doing it live. All right, what do we got? We got 78s. It's in the 90s. Let's take some profits. Boom. All right, can we get up above 49? Boom. I've got shares on again, Joseph. So here we go. Up again. Boom. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
We're right ticker here.
No. Oh, no. Joseph. I took everything out again. Oh, I'm getting back in.
Devin.
All right. No, I need my hockeys. Yeah. Why can't I have my hockeys? All right, it's okay. Everything's fine.
What does that even mean? Jean-Luc says Quebec is Canada.
It's in Canada, if that's what you're asking.
I think he's saying it's the whole. He means
holy, I actually broke even on that last trade with OKLO, despite the fact that I idiot traded it. All right, that's fine there. We're going to get back in on this one with smaller share size now so that we can give too much back over here. What do we got on now, Joseph? We got 49.05. Let's see if it holds 49. The reason I liked it is because of the volume weighted average price. Look at all these price action support areas as well. Once, twice, OB thrice. I don't know what comes after that, but that's the point. I liked it there, so let's see if it holds 49. And I'm going to post up at 25 over here, see if we can get something into that level. I will give it to the current bar low, which is 48.57. Above 49 it goes, but that's not where we want to take profits. Obviously, I'm going to post up at 10 as well. There we go. Now we're moving right back up. Hopefully, we don't fumble this trade like we did the last one. Let's see if we can. Boom! Again. All right, man. Loving this OKLO trade. Started out not good, but it's improved markedly since we've gotten back in this one. It's got a lot of volatility to it, as you can imagine, guys. It's moving dollars at a time, so be careful. Make sure you're using sound stops and good risk management as it comes right back down into that volume weighted average price. I think I'm going to be a buyer again at that level. Let's see if it holds up, though. 48.75. Here we go. We've taken out the majority of the position. Let's see if we can get some more in at this level. The exact level of the volume weighted average price is 48.40. So we've got some more to go here to the downside. Let's give it some time. There we go. As it comes right back down into that level. I'm going to wait over here. Let's see what we can get at that level. Let's see if it'll dip down a little bit more. I think I can pick it up here. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, I kind of want to short something here this morning. I just got to find what and where, right? I don't want to just be chasing anything. So I'm just kind of looking at some of the bigger names here. I'm trying to pull some of them up. I don't want to short the king, but sometimes you just have to. Yeah, so it's slowly starting to curl over here. The thing is, though, it's probably going to be a grind on NVDA to the downside. I just think there's still a lot of kind of leftover buying pressure in this name, even though we have gapped down on a daily standpoint. But this was a really nice day, 137. I didn't offload any more shares. I'm looking to buy some more. I mentioned this earlier in the day in the low 120s or even mid 125s, or 120s, I should say. So we'll just be patient on this. But you can see this is just giving me pullback vibes, to be honest with you. I don't know how you guys necessarily feel about that. Perfect. But yeah, this is giving me pullback vibes. This is exactly what I want to see. So we'll wait for PA to turn around, and then we'll look to get involved with some more. But guys, we're off to with Sataya with happening now. Boom. And Niels, that's another day.
Hello, everybody. Just a reminder, we have Fed Governor Lisa Cook speaking at the 7th Annual Women in Macro Conference today at 12 p.m. So just be aware of that, and it's starting around now. And the notable news that we should be aware of, AMD is collaborating with Fujitsu to develop a hybrid system combining 2-nanometer ARM chips with AMD's Instinct AI accelerators. This system is expected to launch in 2027. So I think that, there is some reaction there. We are holding above VWAP, so looking pretty positive there. In addition to this, there was more news released earlier this morning around 4 a.m. So Philip Guido, a top executive at AMD, he bought a significant amount of shares. So we have that here. Yes. Top AMD exec adds nearly 1 million of the chipmaker's stock. So Philip Guido acquired 8,800 shares in an open market transaction on Tuesday at an average price of $113.56, bringing their total value of the transaction to $999,328. So we can just pull that up here for you guys right here. And so we can see May 20th, there was a buy, $113.56. 8,800 shares at a value of $999,328, and then the number of shares totals was 42,322. So just be aware of that. And then some Palantir news as well. So I'll just pull that up here, Palantir. So Palantir, short percent float has risen 5.37% since its last report, so just be aware of that. And we're going off to Neil for his lesson of the day. Take it away, Neil.
Very much. Thanks there, Sharif, as well. But look, the lesson of the day, if you're watching the morning show, it's going to be an obvious one, like where I'm going to start with, because, stuff happens every now and then. And there's two things to glean from when you have what might be, or in this particular case, I can say what was like your best opportunity fall by the wayside because of a mistake that you make. Now, whether it's a keystroke error or the particulars they don't really matter, but suffice to say, when I was looking at SMR today, I was looking to buy the dip because the market was weak and pretty bearish, thinking things would come in. And as long as it was above prior day high, we were going to go long. There's really only, once it lost VWAP, 2 places that I'm ever going to look for the mean reversion in terms of a level. Either the prior day top, didn't get there, or the pre-market low. And you can see it came right down into the pre-market low, pretty much did exactly the entry I wanted. Okay, we just got into a trend break now, but did exactly what I wanted. I do have my stop in. Get an order at 29 here. Want to be at 29. There we go. So had my stop in at the low of the day. Now not this wick, because that's 8 o'clock dark pool dump. I don't care about that. I'm getting in on the way back up through 27, so wicks 27, and the low of the day here is at 26.70. Okay, so I put my stop underneath there, and then we're off to the races, right? Wrong. Because I keystroke errored when I put my stop in and ended up stopping out without it actually breaking the low. I didn't get back in and then had to watch it fly higher. Now, in that situation, there's only 2 things you can do. The first of which, well, 3 things I would say. The first of which would be if you can immediately get back in, then just jump back into the trade. Obviously, I didn't do that. We talk about that all the time. The second thing that you can do is diagnose what the problem is. Now, in this particular case, I know what the problem is. I have a tendency to, like when you're trading a long time, maybe it's not just me, maybe it's other people as well. I have a tendency to trust myself when I'm entering orders because I've been doing it for so long that I don't necessarily have to stare down my keyboard as I'm doing it, nor stare down to ensure that I've put the right price in before I hit enter. A lot of it becomes muscle memory over time, which makes me prone to not double checking that price. If you have the time, in this particular case, it's not like I wasn't looking at 2 things at once, but I'm saying if you have the time, you do want to make that quick little double check. I know the issue. I didn't look down before I hit enter. We end up with the wrong price and the rest is history. So that's an easy solution in terms of defining what the problem is, but it might not be the easiest to implement because muscle memory takes a lot of training to get past. The other thing that you've got to be able to do here, and I've drawn 2 trend lines, one which I just went long in front of, the other which I did not. And that's, you've got to get back on the horse and make your next trade. Now, I longed it into VWAP, and I told you when it lost VWAP here, I didn't like it at that 28.5. The VWAP dip buy, we'll take that if it can do it. But I was getting worse prices on the way down and worse prices in terms of where it was exhausting the move, right? So it ended up, what's interesting about this is when I'm drawing this trend line, it's after I'm taking those outs. But you could see in the tape where it was rejecting, and that's why I was getting out. This high in here was rejecting, then it was rejecting this level right there, and then lower highs. And by that time, you know how to trend, which is why we didn't reload it the last time. But what happened right after that? Well, at that point, I've keystroked out and messed up what should have been my best trade of the day, like the one trade that could wipe out 5 losers easily. And then now I've gone into a VWAP trade that doesn't work. So what do I not do next? I don't take the trend reversion, which is a huge mistake, right? Like this is part of your strategy. There's our fill there through 29. There's our strategy, and this is you've got to have this trade if this is your style. You want to be long the stock. One of those entries is it trends back down, you rejoin the trend. That's a 28.45 or 28.50 long into like 29.2s before it even turns back. Like that's 60, 70 pennies on a $29 stock. Easy, like almost right away. So the last thing, which in some ways could be the most important, is you got to jump back on the horse and just take that next opportunity. So even though this happened in the morning, I don't know for sure whether it was just I was pissed off at the stock or whatever it was, but you got to be in that mean revert. I know I was just in the stock, but it's giving you an A setup. Maybe not an A plus setup, but it's a B plus, A setup, or A minus, whatever the heck you want to call it, that's not an A plus. And I didn't take it, which is it's not excusable in that situation. And then when it does it again, a little bit later off you up, you got to take it again. So we've all been there, made a bottom or top wick, made a keystroke error, done something which has blown up your entire day, or just sort of messed up your day from what it could have been. But all you can do is diagnose the problem, Why did it happen? See if you can fix it. If you can jump back into the trade if you didn't mean to be out. But at a bare minimum, you've got to continue to trade your trading plan specifically on that stock as well. Like, don't let it shake you. Don't let it rattle you. Just make sure you're taking every one of the entries that sets up for your trade plan, because things are going to go awry. You know, it's just like an athlete. You've got to be able to adjust to the flow of the game. You miss a shot you make 70% of the time. It doesn't mean you're not going to take it the next time, right? Like, that's why SGA is going to win a championship. Not to at everybody here. Don't at me. We're Canadians here, so SGA and Oklahoma City, go get them. As far as I'm concerned, I want them to win. But that's your lesson of the day, everybody. You're going to make bottom whip, top wick, keystroke errors, all that kind of stuff. Figure out why it went wrong. See if you can't jump right back in within your trading parameters. But most importantly, stick to your plan of action, especially on that stock, because you don't want to miss out on a great trade just because you had a mishap, a correctable mishap, on something else. You know, you've got to take all of the positive expectancy trades that fit within your plan, regardless of what has happened during your day. Good luck, everybody. And again, happy birthday, Sharif.
I appreciate you, man. All class, Neil Roberts. But Assassino was telling me this morning.
What was he telling you?
Okay, so first of all, if you're new to the show, Assassino is Andre. Andre is on the ones and twos. He's the one that's doing all the switching. When he goes to Neil, he goes to Taya. There he is. That's the Chilean Nightmare on the left. Assassino on the right. Don't upset Assassino, as his name very much denotes. He's an assassin. But he was telling me this morning, in Brazil, it's bad luck to wish somebody happy birthday before their birthday.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
So in Brazil.
Impressive.
No, I know. I'm not saying you're anything. You're not Brazilian, Neil, so you're good to go.
I don't want that Brazilian juju on me. That's for sure, man. I want any. I want no.
Shout out to Assassino.
I want no part of that.
Michael DCA. I love the DCA part of your name. Fantastic. That was a lesson on your birthday, Sharif. Happy birthday. I appreciate. Mateus Lane says Assassino Brasileiro. Am I saying that right? Brasileiro? Oh. Brasileiro. Say it one more time, Andre. Brasileiro. I think I got that one right. Hey, Roland Joe. Eid Milad Saeed Sharif. Thank you very much. It means happy birthday in Arabic. Yeah. Thank you.
We were going down that alley.
Yeah, you could tell, like, I busted out the accent. You could tell. I was like, who's this guy? Right? Random oddities. Oh, you're good, brother. Nick Dubb, happy birthday. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Boston. I don't believe in that. All right, man.
Boston Dynamics?
Oh, they got great robots, don't they? Fantastic robots over there, don't they? All right, Joseph, I'm going to just cover this Oklo trade, and then I'll throw it to you for a second over here. So here's the deal. OKLO has been at VWAP for a hot minute, so I did add aggressively here. Finally positive on this one on the day, believe it or not. And it's straddling the volume-weighted average price in a way that I don't like. And I'll tell you why, because we're getting lower highs, even though that area low is holding up, being obviously the volume-weighted average price. So what I'm looking for here on OKLO, if I'm going to trade this again, is a change of that lower high pattern. I don't dislike the fact that it's holding up at VWAP. What I don't like is the lower high in every successive 5-minute candle. So I need to see a different change. I need to see the 5-minute candles that are forming make higher highs as opposed to lower highs. So that's what I'm waiting for right now on this one. I appreciate you guys, man, in the chat. Thank you very much. I don't read Arabic, M. I know I'm illiterate in that way. And my cousin in Egypt always reminds me of how illiterate I am. Shout out to him. Yeah.
It's not even that. You see who just popped in there?
Who? Oh, big...
Don't read it.
Big smile.
You can read that.
I'm not going to read that. Can I read it?
Yeah, I think you can read that one.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
We're talking Brazilians, question mark, question mark, question mark. You get them from the same lady that does them eyebrow Sharif.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
It's my birthday, man. Like, you got to be nice to me. No, I'm playing. Thank you, big Spile Brit. I don't do my eyebrows anymore. That was just in the picture, man. Shut up. Kendo NYC, happy birthday. I appreciate you, my mind. Ali Anwar, Eid Mubarak. Thanks, Saeed. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. He's tagging you as well. Says you're the GOAT. Love the energy you bring after day after day and expertise you share. I appreciate you, my man. Thank you very much.
There's my birthday gift to you there.
Oh. he just gave me his email so that I can send him an e-transfer. Well, I'm crushing this up, bro.
There you
Wow.
go, just like that, brother.
I appreciate you guys, man. I appreciate you guys. What a guy. It's so funny. I was watching the video that I made the other day with the little bet that we had, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, yeah, so you're going to get a message from me May 26th at 12 a.m. whatever with 1 second. First one is going to be happy birthday.
Yeah.
The second one is going to be
immediately followed by
where's my money at? Hopefully I can do that, man.
There you
Joe, wow. I'm going to give everybody your email, bro, just for that.
Don't do
is
that.
Is this the camera over here?
Yeah. All right. Well, I
I'm
accept all donations. You could just forward it exactly to that one.
I'm really rich.
We appreciate you guys, man.
40 chess move by Joey.
Way. I really appreciate the kind words, guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We love you guys all. No question about it, guys. All right. Remember that one that was really giving me a hard time, DOUG? Well, it's back above VWAP. It's back into that $3 area. And you bet your bottom dollar, this thing takes out $3. I'm getting long. Okay, it clearly had a seller of note at $3. It really kept it below that level, despite the fact that we did wake up into 320. That was very fleeting. As you can see, it spent almost no time up there, and it was very, very quick to drop below $3. The reason why I got in, because it was holding VWAP, and then it lost it, so I got out. But if this thing clears 3, an area I know has trouble being cleared, I'm going to get into DOUG. We'll have a look at that one. Dougie, yeah, big Dougie. What was I about to say, Katina, man? I was going to tell you something about him, but I forgot.
Which one?
Big Dougie?
The
Big premier
All right,
of the province. Yeah.
All right,
so we're talking about the premier, guys. He's like the governor of a state. He's the governor, or he's the premier of this province over here, which has a lot of people. I mean, what are we at? 15 million now in this province? I mean, it's not a small province.
60% of Canada lives.
60% of Canada. There you go.
Lives up in,
So, that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm keeping my eye, guys, on QUBT. I'm 0 for 1 on that one. It lost the volume weighted average price that we got in, and then we got out quick as you like. It's also losing $13 here, Joseph, another area that I was looking at for possible support. So that one obviously didn't hold. LTBR was another one that we were involved in. This one is still putting in a nasty pattern, which is a lower low, lower high. It's not even a flat bottom break. It's literally what I see as a downward channel. So we'll see if this one finds support either at 15 or 1450. 1450 being where the volume weighted average price is. The detail buff, my man. I like that name. $5 Sucha. Happy birthday, Sharif. Love the show and appreciate all you guys do. We love you right back. Shout out to the detail buff, man. Appreciate you, my guy. Buvin, PMAX. Say less, Buvin. We're going to load up PMAX on the side chart. Have a look at what you're talking about there. Let's flip to, oh, wow. Good call out, Buvin. As always, my man, you're always good with these ones. Shout out to you. So this one is approaching $1, guys, with a high of the day of 94 pennies, and we know what that means. That means a key area of resistance could be on its way, being that dollar area. So let me give you some details on this. It's up 186%. It's got a market cap of 18.2 million with a float of 0. No, of course, it doesn't have a float of 0. Just I don't have it on my platform, so I'm looking at Trade Ideas. Trade Ideas telling me a float of 2.59 million. Alas, it's not showing me a short float. So a small float and a very cheap name. So we can definitely get some parabolic moves off this one. PMAX sub $1, but certainly in play. Who are we going to take off here, Joseph? We're going to take off Qubit.
Okay.
Because we only got 5 screens up in this, you know what. So at PMAX, going to keep my eye on that one. Buvin, I don't know. What's your move on this one, Buvin? I'm thinking maybe an 80 penny dip, an 85 penny dip trade. I definitely don't want to be punching in at highs in anticipation of that dollar break. So here's what I'm doing, Buvin. We're gonna wait at 85s for a first dip trade. Now the reason I say 85 is because I perceive that to be a key area of resistance. 2 candles rejected that level on a closing basis, so we're gonna throw 85s on there, and we're also gonna throw 80s. Okay. We're going to go and wait at 80 as well, because 80 is that 10 exponential moving average on the 5. So here we go. We're up into the high of the day. We just took out the high of the day, Joseph. This one continues to put in higher highs and higher lows. So PMAX, if you're interested in these small cap gapper guys, good move up.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, we got another TS super chat. Happy birthday, C. Hey, can you guys hit the graphic of the guy with the stick? Graphic poking the stock to get to move.
Yeah.
Come on, do something. Bang, just like that. I didn't even finish the sentence, and there you go. Hit it one more time for them. TS.
Katina
there
Man's
we go. Yeah, we love seeing that there. Katina Man's on that one, and we'll do it one more time. TS. I mean, TS. So TS in the chat was not too long ago. He's like, yeah, Bitcoin 50K. I'm like, dude, it's been like a 2% pullback, and you're downgrading it to a 50K price target already. Yeah, that's
what's happening here.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It is selling. I mean, we are down almost 3% on the session, guys, in IBIT. Again, I'm relatively healthy. I do believe that the last leg and a half were slightly overextended, and I didn't like the looks of that, right? So hopefully now this pullback isn't too fierce. We don't reject these all-time highs too aggressively, and then we can look for price action to turn back around. But you can see I'm still sitting in this OKO, this IonQ trade, and that's what should have happened earlier. I should have been just sitting in this position, allowing it to cook up. Instead, I was just more like scalpy. Oh, let me punch a key here, there, and there, which obviously it worked out positive for us, but it could have been significantly better, and it's our job to do so. So yeah, I'm going to be patient on this name. This is extremely small, right? I just had to put on a little test trade, so I figured I may as well just add a little bit here, bring that average down. You won't see me doing that too regularly. I average up here personally. I just use that free roll method that I refer to, is just using unrealized gains to just acquire more shares. But then that also just trails your stop as well too. Bang. So that's what we got going on with IonQ. NVDA is really hovering around the volume weighted average price. We're not going to talk too much about that here right now because I think the quantum space is right now. I am the nuclear as well too with OKLO. But here you can see if it starts to get the ball rolling here, we're slowly starting to turtle shell over. So you can see that we were constructing this channel and then we're now on the backside of it here and holding VWAP relatively well. But if some of these support levels are punched through aggressively, then maybe there's going to be some downside. And with that being said, let's take a look at the options chain to see what it's telling us. We now have some analysis on Google, on NVDA, and on Robinhood as well too. And we're going to continue to monitor those high levels of OI just to see if they're being lifted or they're being dropped. And that can tell us a lot about market sentiment as well. So we'll pull up NVDA to see what we got cooking on. And I don't know if it's time to go over to a rollover yet. We can do that. We'll look at both here, guys. So I'll pull it up here for you guys here. All right, so let's see what we got going on. 135, you've seen that we tapped. Okay, so 140 was the high. We got at a high of around 138, but that's going to be the highest levels of open interest right there. We had a high of 138, I believe, 2 days ago, and then we rejected it aggressively. So that level coming really, really well into play. Now let's scroll down and see what we might have for a max pain to the downside. I mean, there is this cycle expires at the end of the session, so it's not going to tell us much. We got to wait until next week and wait for those contracts to roll over, and then we can determine a lot more after that point. But 125 could be a potential low. You can see we put in a low of around 128, I think it was roughly in the pre-market, and then we bounced off of that and now just slowly grinding higher and higher. But let's take a look at Google as well too, if we can see any definitive downside, and then we're gonna actually take a look at Apple because it's relatively weak as well too, guys. So we'll just scroll through the chain here and see, and it's like we don't want to complicate this whatsoever. We just want to scroll through. We have our open interest available to us, and then we want to see these high levels of these contracts that are outstanding compared to the rest, right? So I talked about a congestion area right here through the 170 to 175, and then if you go down multiple strikes, you're not going to see that amount of open interest or current open contracts, all right? And as we scroll higher, you're not going to see that either. It's drastically less. I'm talking about 10%, 90% less than what we're actually seeing in this congestion zone. So there you go. You can see that we have it here through the 70s all the way up to 80s, and then we're going to take a look at it from the downside as well too. So where do we have a lot of congestion? Where's that highest level of open interest? And what can it tell us for a potential downside move? So we're not seeing too much. And again, not everything is 100% accurate, right? We can use these to gauge. It's just an additional indicator, and it allows you to give you a different dynamic look into what the market is potentially telling us. It's not always going to be 100% right. So 167.5 and 160 does seem to be that area, guys. On the put side, that is, we've seen that what we had on the call side, but now we don't have nearly as much on the put side. So that's going to signal some nice bullish sentiment for the foreseeable future. But again, that is on this week's expiration cycle. We have to wait until next week and see what we get from a rollover standpoint to see if these high levels are going to be either lifted or they're going to start to drop in strikes. And I think that's really important to note, Sharif.
All right, I got into LTBR again at the volume weighted average price. Show me 74s. I've got 72s on now. Let's see how this one does. It technically did breach VWAP. It wicked into the 50s and found a little bit of support. Alas, it's still putting in a very, very discernible trend, which is lower lows and lower highs, but it's at the volume weighted average price, so I'm going to give it a try here. Very strong on the day, up 37.5%, was obviously up a lot more. Near the highs, speaking of the highs, it's around $16, with the real high being $16.14, but I'll submit to you guys, $16, the real level there. Very few prints actually above that $16 level.
Yeah, Sharif, sorry to interrupt you. Oh, we got an ad read there.
Yeah.
Guys, Tesla's breaking out and the volume is there. Broke through some of these resistance zones, but stepped in really aggressively and continuing to climb. Thanks for pointing that out, folks.
Good call, Joseph.
Yeah.
All right, guys, Trade the Pool is redefining what risk means for traders. No more risking your life savings to prove yourself in the market. They give you access to company capital, up to $200,000 to trade real stocks, guys, not these CFDs. And your downside is limited to a single one-time fee that starts at just $47. That's a deal, man. That means no blowing up your personal account. You get to trade with serious buying power, all while knowing your losses are capped. I'm taking profits as I do this. All you have to do is pass the evaluation, and that's it. You're funded. So scan that QR code and get 10% off to start trading with Trade the Pool. Shout out to the Cats guy and Mitch and company. Happen to be solid guys. All right, we're doing it live right now on LTBR. We got a nice bounce up off VWAP here. I don't want to overstay my welcome on this because I just have a feeling that the lower high and lower low pattern is going to subsist. So I'm trying to take profits as I can here and see if we can get on the positive side of the equation. All right, how many more shares do we have left? Oh, we've got substantially more, so we should need to take out more over here. All right, so we'll see. We're doing it live right now, guys. LTBR showing me a nice bounce off VWAP. However, the doji candle that finished closing on the 5-minute chart at 1220 still hasn't had its high cleared. The high of that doji candle is 1491. We're showing 85s right now, and as you can see, my 90 order right there going unprinted. So we're still technically a lower high on this candle, even if we are above the volume weighted average price and finding support. So I'm less optimistic about this trade, okay, until and if we can get above that 1490 high so that we can end that lower high, lower high, lower high trend. That's not why I'm in this for. So right now we got 69s on. That could be a good omen. It might not be. So we'll try to manage this trade as we go. Oklo continuing to hold here, Joseph, at the volume weighted average price. I didn't anticipate this. That's a fantastic look there for OKLO. It's putting in higher lows as well. That's the thing. So even though it's not rocketing to the high side, it's certainly having trouble with 49.50. But when I look at the area lows of the candles that are holding up at VWAP, they're all higher low. And by the way, it dipped into VWAP for the first time, and I'd say in a while, at around 1155. So if you're looking at the chart, the 5-minute, look from that 1155 candle onwards. That's where I'm kind of trying to make that case. PMAX, Bovin, I didn't get any of my dip trades on PMAX, and there goes $1. In fact, it's $1.11 now. So this is a different trade now, Bovin, PMAX, clearing that dollar. Let's see if it holds $1. You know, $1.11 is not that, and I mean, it's okay. It's not the best move above a buck. So who are we going to remove here on the side chart to put in our friend PMAX? SLDP's done bupkis, so it lost its spot there. So we're going to put PMAX on the side chart. It's a 112 high, guys. Excuse me, not 111. So we'll keep tabs on that one. How we doing over here on LTBR? Okay, we're taking out that seller that was at 85s. Now we're showing 90s. Now we're showing 98s, Joseph. There it goes. So let's post here above 15. We're long at 69s, as I mentioned. And that wasn't by design, I promise. It wasn't. I was just lucky.
Sure?
I promise. I wasn't posting at 69s. No. As much as our friend Ozan would like to believe so, I actually didn't mean to do that. But yeah, decent look right now, up almost 40% here on LTBR. So keep tabs on that. Oh, there goes OKLO. So now it is very, very clear that it's higher low, but that 49.50 is a hard level to take out. So let's see if we can keep an eye here on OKLO. It's certainly been in play today, 25%. In case you're wondering what's going on with these nuclear names, guys, OKLOs, SMRs, NNEs, etc. Donald Trump is going to have what's reported to be another executive signing, or executive order, signing ceremony, and it's going to be specifically with the nuclear industry. Apparently, he's looking to liberalize some of the previous Biden-era regulations. Let's go ahead and talk about that right now. Yeah, since we have an opportunity here, let's just bring in that. There we go. So here's what he's doing, Joseph. He's streamlining the nuclear reactor approval process. He's also looking at strengthening domestic uranium enrichment capabilities.
Okay.
He wants to invoke the Defense Production Act that I think is used during wartime, if I'm not mistaken, to declare a national emergency over the reliance on Russian and Chinese nuclear fuel and tech. As I mentioned jokingly at the top of the show, we have lots of uranium in Canada. We have lots, guys, in Saskatchewan. So I don't know why he needs to buy it from Russia and China. Canada, hi.
Oh, let's go.
Go. What's going on?
Yeah, let's go IonQ. We're getting a big pop here in the market. I don't know if someone in the chat, Woo, sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. It was Woo something. Said, it wasn't Libutan. So yeah, but Tesla apparently saying doing some Uber deals. Maybe that's why we've seen. I don't know if we got any news on that, but I don't want to kind of quote necessarily.
What's the ticker, Joseph? I'll look it up.
Tesla?
Tesla, okay.
Yeah, Tesla.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not seeing anything.
You're not seeing anything? Okay, so maybe nothing there, just a volatility spike. But we got a big pop here in IonQ. So yeah, that's a positive sign. I mean, we got that descending wedge, that bull flag pattern. We're holding the volume weighted average price relatively well. And this is what I was referring to earlier, is the issue of buying the top of the range. If you're just patient enough, the number one skill in trading, you got to be patient and aggressive at the same time, which can be extremely difficult. But yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is what we're looking for. We're going to try to break it. I can't do anything. I'm already in this position, but it's looking like we might be able to break some of these resistance zones. So I just wanted to bring that big pop in the overall.
No, absolutely, man. That's important, man.
Yeah, the space got a nice little pop there.
And so he goes on to say that there's going to be potential reforms. He didn't say anything. This is the report. Excuse me, guys. Potential reforms for the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Obviously, I have an idea of what they do, but just don't know exactly what their involvement is. These are some of the names that you can look at, guys. Uranium Energy, UEC. You got Energy Fuels, which trades under EFR. You got Centrus Energy, LEU. Constellation, a big one that we know about a lot about. Adara loves trading this one. CEG. You got GE Vernova, which is GEV. Vistra, I think it's VS. VTR, I don't know what that one. OKLO, you guys saw me trade that, OKLO. As well, Nano Nuclear Energy, NNE, and you got the Global X Uranium ETF, which is URA. Lots of different names you can involve yourself in as a swing trade, investment, day trade. These are some of the names there. What's going on over there, Katina, man? Oh, your bat?
Yeah, the bat.
Can we have a look, Katina, man?
There you go.
Ooh, this is a light one. Is this for T-ball?
That's how they are these days.
What Little League. Yeah. Where's my money?
Yeah,
says the Chilean Nightmare. Oh, that's a nice one, Katina, man. I like it. It's a $500 bat? That's crazy.
Or $3.99.
Okay, all right, guys. We are going to send it to Brendo at the big desk. We got a special guest.
That's why I say about CAA, like $500.
Hey guys, it's been a busy couple of months here as far as regulation, health regulation in the U.S. We have our friend Todd Shapiro back on the show, friend of the show. He's been on a couple of times to talk not only psychedelics, but some of the regulatory things that have happened since this new administration has taken over in the U.S. Todd, first off, great to see you. It's been a while. Todd?
I'm sorry, I can't hear a thing.
You can't hear me?
You can hear me.
Come on, I can't hear you either. So
I got you now.
stand by. We'll fix that, and then we'll come back to you. You can hear me. I still can't hear you, though. So we'll go back to the guys. We'll get this fixed, and then we'll come back and do this.
You got me now? You got me now? Look at this. What a great hit.
Oh, we have it. There we go. I can hear you. Fantastic.
It's so us.
It's like we're rookies or something doing this for the first time or something. How are you? It's been a while. Good to see you.
Yeah, man, I'm really good. Sorry about that confusion at the start there.
No worries, no worries. As I was mentioning, it's been a couple of really interesting months as far as the regulatory side of this world is concerned. A lot of hype, a lot of excitement, dare I say, around the RFK Jr. appointment when it comes to psychedelics specifically. Let's start just high level, 50,000 foot look here at the industry as a whole. What are you seeing? What's the latest? Give us your take.
Yeah, man, it's really good for us, we think. So, we've been public now to be 5 years, May 28th, I believe, on the CSE trip and OTC trough. And we had hoped that more announcements were coming into the sector. A lot of us sort of from the cannabis days had seen things progress quite well, and you sort of had timelines, and then investors could really get involved and understand that those timelines kind of had deadlines, so that could help them move along their investment thesis. Here, where it's been up in the air, it's been a tricky one, and I get it. Like, investors look at the entire sector from a high level and going, we're not sure what's happening. But with RFK Jr., as you mentioned, who's so progressive thinking in terms of not only just sort of psychedelics, but, his thoughts on vaccines, his thoughts on no sugar, his thoughts on keeping America healthy, and I think most importantly, his thoughts on helping veterans. And we're seeing that across the board now for a lot of people in the United States who've come on. For example, the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Doug Collins, he's the 12th, he was appointed as the 12th head of secretary there for Veteran Affairs. And he looked at Donald Trump in the eye in the Oval Office just 2.5, 3 weeks ago. And when Trump had asked him about, hey, what are we doing to help the suicide rates for veterans? And Doug Collins simply said, it's not great, but we are exploring different methods. And one of those being psychedelics. That was said directly to Trump's face. So, that was a really, really big positive momentum boost for our sector and those fighting so hard to get access to those who need for trauma. And the veterans being number one is really what we all believe in. And then secondly, there's a lady named Casey Means, and Casey Means is the new Surgeon General under the Trump admin. And she wrote a book about the beauty of magic mushrooms and how it's life transformative and how it's so good for mental health. So we are seeing people within a conservative administration, Republican administration, that are actually being more progressive than Democrats. So we're really, really loving this, to be honest. And I don't care which way you lean politically, but most importantly, if you're a human being and you want to help those humans, other human beings that are in need, well, these are the types of conversations we need to be having.
Let's talk a little bit about the market itself. We had some movement in the right direction when it comes to this, specifically in the state of Oregon. Give me your thoughts as far as that is concerned and what the company's doing here.
Yeah, there's some facilitator-based models in Oregon that are happening right now, sort of clinic-based. We're learning. I've always maintained that, Brendan, we don't want to make the mistakes that a lot of other companies made without really understanding the markets. These are such new markets. So we're kind of learning from others' failures. We're well capitalized. We don't want to just jump into a market that we don't quite understand. Let's learn the good, let's learn the bad, and then let's make the decision from that. And I think that's what data is important for. And right now, there's just not a ton of data on it. The other thing is, to be honest, where it is difficult for a publicly traded company is they've set up a lot of these regulations with the idea that you need to be a local resident or perhaps a local resident controlling interest within the business. So we might be able to be a minority interest. And of course, when you're a publicly traded company and you're a minority partner, There is some good and bad to that. The good is if it's a great business, it still, eventually will pay off for you. But in the meantime, as you're growing it, you can't report on the revenue. So you're making investments without showing some of the gains. So it's kind of a tricky situation. Again, we are learning, but in Oregon, we were one of those parties that advocated directly to the Senate with our data that we learned from the Netherlands. And that's a whole other story, that we collect our own data, consensual first, from users in a legal market. And we've worked with, really high profile people within the space that have given us the point at Red Light Holland to be an authority of emerging markets. And that's another thing we're very proud of.
I want to get to the Costco story here because I think it's really interesting and good for the company overall. But give us your take here on any advancements. I think a lot of people, when they think about psychedelics at this point, anything that's exciting as far as the treatment side of things, how is the research coming in, and is there, progressions being made as far as helping people with these?
Yeah, there definitely is. I mean, there's a lot of great lessons now that we're finding out from studies about helping with Parkinson's. We're helping that it's helping with TBI, traumatic brain injury. So there's, and I could go and spend, minutes, 20, 30 minutes citing specific samples. But what I would encourage everybody, and I always do this, is just go and Google psilocybin health benefits. And the science is absolutely backing it up. And that's why these bigger conversations are being had. And, as a company, we're really proud too. We just got a permit approved by FDA and DEA. And these are working with a laboratory in Irvine, California, where we're going to ship our homegrown magic psilocybin raw truffles from the Netherlands over into the United States to advance our R&D, and we're looking at things like standardization, shelf life stability. We got some proprietary information we're working with that lab in order to stabilize it. And of course, the big fight is always access, and people's right to try. So that's what we continually try to, will fight and advocate for. And Brendan, we believe that there will be some progressive thoughts and leaders making sure that those who need it will get it.
When we talk about progress being made, where do you see this going? Where do you see this ending, I guess, as far as this new administration is concerned?
I laugh, but it's such a serious question, right? And I laugh because, in the last 5 years, I have gray hair. I'm losing my hair under my hat. And, being an outlier is not an easy place to be. We are, we do everything, being publicly traded, we have to be legal compliant. We have to do our audits, obviously. We have to pay a ton of money for R&D, and we can't do anything that's illegal and breaking the law, where a lot of people who are dealing in MDMA and magic mushrooms and things are breaking the law and being illegal. But guess what? They're making all the cash. So to answer your question, I remain so positively optimistic. And while, you look at a weathered, stressed out CEO of a publicly traded company with a depleted stock right now, which we're trading under cash and asset value. But I remind myself before I go to sleep, every night, if I can sleep, and I try to remind myself in the morning that, I'm in the game, whatever God there is out there, like I'm in the game. I woke up today alive, and we have a great supportive base of people that are committing to not only just a growing company, but also a passion. And the passion is helping people. So where do I see this helping people, Brendan? I believe it's coming. I mean, the science is backing this up. We saw the movements in cannabis. We see that human beings really can make a difference through social campaigns, through community outlook and outreach. So, demand is there for magic mushrooms specifically, which is the business we're in. In Canada, for example, there are all these magic mushroom shops that operate legally. There's also Canada Post, which is our nationwide postal service, that if you go online, and I'm not imploring or encouraging people to do this because it's still illegal, but the Canadian governmental postal service will ship it right to your home. The demand is there, and we're not hearing news of, these crazy scenarios of fights at bars or, terrible, tragic, like a drinking and driving type of event. We're actually just hearing positive anecdotal stories. So the consumer demand is there. Governments need to listen. And most importantly, we need to help those with trauma. And ever since the COVID pandemic, it feels like trauma is increased, just, again, I use the word tragically. Like, we all seem to know someone who's suffering from severe mental health issues. And we want to be those to help, and the science is backing that. So I'm optimistic, man. It's going to take some time, but we're getting there, and we won't stop fighting.
Yeah, the progression. No, definitely the key here. Let's touch on the Costco angle here, the grow your own kits. Tell us about that.
Yeah, man, this is great for the company. So while we grow the magic stuff, we figured out that we needed to also be doing the legal stuff in most of the markets right now across the world, because we needed self-sustainability to be able to get to these, delayed regulatory bodies. So what we do is we also grow regular mushrooms, and those are mushrooms that you can cook with, harvest, and grow at home. And those are called Happy Caps. So Happy Caps is now in Costco locations all across Canada. It's very significant. It's the 4th order from Costco Canada. So this is a repeated seasonal order. Again, happycaps.ca. They're proudly made in Canada, and they're organic, and they're just these home grow kits, again, that you grow at home, fun for the family. You can cultivate them and then cook with them a delicious menu. But also for the United States viewers, which I think are your predominant viewers. And what a job you guys are doing, man. This is the most kick-ass platform. We love Trader TV and everything you and the team does. Honestly, you're just so cool. You're just cool, candid, real, and that's what we need more of. But in the United States, we're in Albertsons, Banner, Safeway brands in Oregon and Washington State. You can pick up our Happy Caps there too. These are those home grow kits. And if you want to check it out, just go to happycapsusa.com. And those are also now proudly made in Oregon, and they're organic. So we've gotten, partners to make them made within the countries that you're buying them in. So you can support also local farmers. And that's the goal here too. Support your local farmers across the different nations.
Great stuff. Todd, promise you'll come hang out when you're downtown once again.
Yeah, man. Listen, thank you. I know I talk a lot. I love this stuff. One day I want to be a host again on your show. I love talking capital markets. I bought Palantir at $8, by the way, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I look forward to following up with you guys. Thank you again.
TRIP guys on the CSE, Truff down on the OTC. Todd Shapiro, good to see you.
Cheers, man.
Great interview from Brendo there. Shout out to Todd, man. Shout out to everybody there. Obviously trying to do the world some good. We appreciate that, Todd. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for giving us information. And Todd, we love your passion, brother. You're obviously a very passionate individual about what you do, and we couldn't thank you more for coming on, Joseph. So what do you got over there?
Here we go. Let's pull it up here on my screen there.
Got the Happy Caps,
go check it out. Okay. Yeah, I mean, hey, why not, right? He mentioned it. So go out and check out this website right here, guys, Happy Caps. Looks like you can grow your own there. Functional mushroom gummies. That's very, very, very interesting. So yeah, thank you very much for that, Todd. That was fantastic stuff. Love seeing that. The shiitakes right here for 24. Yeah, there you go, $24.99, and you can just go down the lion's mane. I know that's a popular one there as well too. So thank you very much for that. Did you used to take lion's mane? Yeah, I never got into that's just classified as microdosing.
I just got it off Amazon, brother. It was it's not any.
But it's generally classified as microdosing.
I was talking to Chilean Nightmare about it, and he's like, look, you can't get it in that crappy pill form. You got to get it in the real stuff, and I had it in the crappy pill form. So I don't know if I got the best out of it.
The lion's mane? Yeah. No, I've never personally experimented with any of that stuff there. But fantastic stuff. I mean, to each their own. There's no doubt about that. So go and check that out. Yeah, for sure. Go check that out, guys. As soon as we get that ad read done, we got to take a look at IonQ.
All right, man. Guys, have you ever entered an order to buy or sell, and the price you got filled at is completely different from what you expected? Yeah, that's called slippage, guys. Slippage happens when you're trading on an old or underpowered computer, and it costs traders a bundle. So that's why our friends at Easy Trading Computers created the complete guide to, you guessed it, trading computers. This guide shows you exactly what technology you need to succeed as a trader and avoid that pesky slippage. So go ahead, guys, scan that QR code or click the link in the description box to get a free copy of this guide.
Yes.
To the great folks here at Easy Trading Computers. Go ahead.
Kind of jumped the gun there on that one. My bad there, brother. Here we go. Let's go IonQ. We're starting to climb higher there. Now we're slightly in the money, not too much, but we will take it there, guys. Holding on to this, I mentioned, start really, really small. I was in positionally, I was wrong, but then I added a little bit more. Again, you know what? You don't see me average down. I'll average up to our working thesis. So if we do start to crack some of these key resistance zones and we see that volume step in, then I think there's going to be a good ad opportunity here, guys. So yeah, a pretty good look there. We can see the strength displayed on the time of sales. We just had to be patient in this name. It's strong. I'm looking for that continuation in the strength from yesterday's session. And with that being said, we had a strong opening drive. We got that consolidation pullback. The volume profile absolutely really started to decay and fall off a cliff. But if there's any form of program that steps in a buy program, then we're positioned relatively well, and if we're going to punch through these key resistance zones, we're already in this trade, and we don't need to chase that volume. We can look to start taking some profits out. So that's going to be our next key level that we need to break through here, guys. That is going to be that 45.70. If we crack that, sit on top, which is now resistance, we crack that, sit on top, and can act as support. I think we have a potential to go and test that high a day, and that's going to be over a point and a half move from where we're currently sitting at, Sharif.
All right, QUBT, guys, it is coming right back up. So it holds 13 really well. Now, what pushed me out of this trade was a loss of VWAP. That's where I had gauged support. It didn't hold up there. In fact, 13 was a really, really good level. Now, you obviously have a few wicks that did breach $13, but most of the closing prints, if not all, I haven't really done a deep dive, all above that 13 or in and around that $13 area. Alas, we are at another key area of technical support or resistance, which happens to be the $half area. So let's see if we're able to clear that $half. We got a high of the day of 14.13. I'll submit to you guys likely the $14 level, a bit of a better support or resistance level, excuse me, you can use. So I'm going to keep my eye out on this one. I'd like a decisive clearing of 13 or 13.50, excuse me. Otherwise, I wait until this retraces into 13. Now, if it retraces into 13, it could be a flat bottom break, right? Because then you'll have a lower high, you'll have the high of the day, 14.30, which is this over here, 14.13. And then, so let's just say, for example, it rejects 13.60 and then comes back down to 13. It'll be lower high, flat bottom. You could likely look for a flat bottom break there. I wouldn't be so quick to short it, though. I need more confirmation because it's been up. It's up 12% today. It's up big from yesterday as well. So let's see which way this one ends up going. I don't mind at all getting back into QUBT. I'm involved in PMAX over here. I've got shares on this one. It's basically holding up at that 85 penny area, okay? It obviously got into $1, retraced off that $1.10, but it's kind of right at the 10, the 10 exponential moving average, and it's holding up above 80. It's got a 3-candle support level right here. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm probably just going to pack my patience. This current 5-minute candle as well has a higher low. Shout out to my man Bovin, who's been trading this, and thank you for Bovin for letting me know about this. QUBT is taking out the $half, Joseph. Yep. So this is, it might be time to work our way into this one. What do you got over there? You got on Q.
Yeah, I told you.
Well, they're all going,
yeah,
then, baby.
Yeah, the space is strong, man. And see, that's the thing, right? So I can go back and talk about my previous couple of days and sessions, even this morning. It's just be in the right space, right? Like just gauging the cyclical kind of effects of the market and kind of the current sentiment as well too, I think is really important. So hopefully you guys can hone in on that skill. Just sticking with the strong. If you're looking for longs, stick with the strong sectors. We've seen Google was breaking out for the past couple of days. Strong. Stick to that name. The quantum space, strong. Stick to it, right? And look for those potentials to get into some of these positions. And this is exactly why we use quote highlight, right? Like, look at this. This shows me a strong imbalance on the ask side, and if these start getting filled, like look at that size, and then maybe we can start to climb higher. Slow. There you go. Boom. Look at that displayed. Ooh. Oh my days. I can't even. I don't even know what to say, Sharif. Like we can't make that many YouTube shorts of your boy.
You can
catching these breakouts.
You actually can though.
Can we?
Yeah.
Well, we can. Obviously, I'm saying. I'm playing. I'm playing. We're catching a good amount of them.
Yes.
So yeah, there we go. A nice little pop there, guys, in this space. And on the lower time frames, you can see on these 1-minute intervals, that's where we can really hone in and see what's going on with the volume, right? And there we go, boom. We're just breaking through these levels. This is a NYSE stock. They move slightly different, okay? They don't move like the Nasdaq, in my opinion. It takes some time. They take significantly longer. But we're seeing displayed everything that we need right now, all right? We're breaking through resistance, and with that, we're also getting the volume to step in and support that move, okay? So that's exactly what we need to see here. UGAR, we are having a bullish flag breakout on EURUSD just now. Okay, I'm glad to hear it. You know that I know personally nothing about Forex, but I'm really glad that that's working out for you. This is exactly what we want. So this is the game plan, all right? So we'll take a look at the 5-minute. So we're now through that, we're not through it, we're right at it. But one thing to note is that volume is supporting it. So if we can get a retest, it acts as support, and then we can continue, I do believe that if it is sustained, we can make a move for that high a day. And that's exactly what we're going to be looking for here. And we're going to hold on to this position until otherwise it's either going to fail on us and we get stopped out, or we hit our price target. I was having this conversation with Halar not too long ago, and obviously I've messed up all it sometimes as well too. That's what goes with discretionary trading. But for the majority of it, if we can stick to that game plan, at the end of the day, if we're looking for 2-to-1 risk to reward ratios, etc., and we're best believe we're going to do the playmaker poll today, then you have a chance to be profitable. But this stuff takes time, guys. You got to pay your dues. You got to pay your tuition in the market. There's no avoiding that. It's just learning from your mistakes and then trying to not repeat them continuously over and over again. You will repeat them. It happens time after time. I mean, time after time. I mean, yeah. I mean, you've seen it displayed. It's okay. So I talked to you guys about me getting smoked on some short calls in Tesla last summer, and then you see me get smoked in some short calls in the overall market a month or so ago, or 2 months ago, whatever it may be. You do make those mistakes, but as long as you learn from them, you have the ability to capitalize on some of these opportunities.
Well said, Joseph. All right, we're getting into a couple of positions over here. We got Oklo again to the high side, looking for an 85 penny break and take. Looking for ultimately, though, for a 50 squeeze. It's got a really good setup of higher low, so I've taken smaller size this time so that I don't get rinsed on this one, and I'm looking to build my position, okay? I'm doing the same thing here with QUBT. I got in again after trying to scalp this one, and I'm going to build my position into retracement. So right now I'm going to post up at, let's go ahead and wait at mid 60s or high 60s, excuse me, for an add into this one if we can get. We don't even have any profit takers. That's not going to work out for me. So let's go ahead and put some profit takers there for a possible move up. So what are we doing here with Oklo? Let's have a look, see if we got any prints on that one. Nothing yet. It's still zigging and zagging in the mid 70s. So I'm in QUBT, PMAX, and OKLO. We'll see how this ends up doing. Looks like Oklo's got some selling here at 80s, but really keeps me optimistic about a continuation into this one is, number one, we're almost at 1 o'clock. So, you know, you can definitely get some more volume coming in. I think I need to build my position into this one as well. So I'm going to wait here at the $0.50 for another add on this one. So let's go ahead and wait a little bit there at 54, see if we can pick up something there, give us a better cost basis on OKLO as it zigs and zags. How we doing over here on my friend QUBT? Up into the 80s we go. No continuity quite yet into that whole dollar, but trading near highs. What's bothering me right now is my trade on PMAX. So I was able to extract some profits on this one, but this is not really the trade that I thought it would be. In any event, I've given it to below 80s. I think I've given it enough room, so I'm just going to pack my patience on this one. Let's quickly go back here to QUBT because it's taking out highs. Oh, baby. Here we go. Good luck here on QUBT. Let's just make sure we don't fat finger into this and take out too much too quickly. So I'm going to post there a little bit as well. So QUBT. What's happening over there? My man was dancing. All right. Are you in the club?
No, I'm not in the club, man. I'm having a good time anyway.
Okay. So, yeah, whatever, bro. Have at it.
Exactly.
So that's what we're doing right now. We're in QUBT. Just took a profit taker there, but certainly looking at building my position a bit more in anticipation of a 14 touch, as well as my position in OKLO, looking at building a position into there as well. But PMAX looks like it will stop me out, and I just did get stopped out of that one. I had really large size as well. So, yeah, I did. So let's see if this one can put in a new 5-minute candle to make a new high, because it feels like when it got into that 80, the tape started moving crazy, which means that a lot of people probably had their stop below 80 as well as some, possibly entries as well. So let's see what this one does. Currently forming into a hammer candle. I think I put my stop in the wrong place. So I'm going to have to think about this one a little bit more right now. Is that going to halt? What's it doing? No, it's good. I think it's fine. I think this is still the right trade. Yeah, oh wow, it's really getting away from me here. So let's go ahead. and get right back into that bad boy. Joseph, what do you got?
Yeah, we're just sitting in this IonQ trade. I think this is going to be a key point here in this potential trade here, guys. So you can see that we're now above those resistance zones. If we get that retest and fail to hold, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. But you can see that we're in the money now on this one, 45.29. Oh, okay, yeah. So a cool 50 cents there at this high, a little bit more than that there, guys. So almost 70 cents at the peak there. So that's a positive sign. But again, considering what I've hold this now, if you want to stick to the rules and kind of just fundamentally strong, I need to hit this. This is where I have to hold this to here, right? Otherwise, it's just not worth it, especially holding this to the volume weighted average price, not positioning myself really well, and then taking some out there, right? So I think that's really important to note. By all means, there's no correct style of trading, but I just want to break this down for you guys. So again, I'm at the bottom, I'm at the top of the range, all right? So this is just me critiquing kind of this style of trading. So if I was more patient and my initial entry was right here, right? And then I can add on the backside of this trend right here, which allows me to average up, but then look at my risk to reward ratio. And I think that's really important to understand. Okay, so let me pull up my trusty tool here for you guys and see what we got going on. So here I essentially have to risk, let me get it up here. I have to risk until, like I said, below the volume weighted average price, right? So now look at the move that I need in order to hit like a 2-to-1, right? That's going to put me a little bit north of the high day. Instead, if my risk is now here, right? That's my first entry, and then I average in, look how drastically smaller that is. And if you want to go from points, so this is 50 cents, so that's 50 cents less. And then if I have a stop just below VWAP, that's 50 cents of less risk that I have to endure in order for me to hit a better risk to reward, all right? So that's just my thinking, and that's why I always have those precise entries. I'm looking for something specific so I can put the risk to reward in my favor. VWAP, I usually use as my gauge and my line in the sand to get out, but you can see how extended I am from that. And I mentioned by not getting out of specific trades in the middle of these ranges, because you'll just be getting chopped up time and time again. You want to have the ability to put your stop either if you're going long at the lower end of the range and you want to have your entry lower at the lower end of the range, or if you're going short, you want to have your stop at the highs of the range and your entry closer to the high as well too. So there you go. That's just a prime example of the risk to reward. I could have been piecing partials out here and locking in profits if I did execute this trade slightly better, but that shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? That's what if history. We don't go with that. We're just looking for this continuation here for this breakout, and I am aiming for the high day. That is what I have to hold this trade out to in order for it to be worth what I've been putting on here, Sharif.
All right, man. All right, we got the add into QUBT there. It just came in to the 10 EMA and popped right back up. It dipped actually into the 50s. Is that a real wick there? Okay, I guess it is. Now we've got 75s on. Let's see if this one wants to climb back into the 70s. I was able to take some profits at the highs, but finally got our dollar cost average. Hopefully we don't get rinsed on QUBT. We're gonna keep an eye out on this one. I'm also taking profits right now on OKLO. It did pop into my level. We've got 60s on. I just took 75s out. I've layered my orders south of 50 because I perceive we could definitely have trouble with that 50 penny level. $50 level, excuse me. I'm so used to trading these small cap gappers. I think everything's pennies. No, but I'm serious. $50, obviously an important area of psychological resistance, despite the fact that we've been obviously higher than that on the day. So I've put my stop below the low of the 1250 candle. So if it loses that 49.25, we're out of this one. So we're going to keep an eye out on that as it zigs and zags at the moment. Let's see if it can pop back up and get the fill. PMAX, okay, so we haven't taken anything on this one quite yet. We've got 84s on. I've layered my orders on this one. Let's see if this one can make a first 5-minute candle to make a new high, because I haven't seen one in a while. So let's see if we can zig up there and take up some of those orders. I've layered them all in, ready to be printed if it gets up there. Let's have a look at QUBT, because it popped right back up there. Good look here on QUBT. So putting in a hammer candle into that $0.50 or the 10 exponential. Let's see if this candle can print a new high. The current 5-minute candle, to do that, it's got to get above 93s. So here we go with 77s. I'm waiting actually at 77s, but it's got to cross. So I got to pack my patience on that one. Looking for a nice move up, zigging and zagging into 73 we go right now on QUBT. I see LTBR as well, making another move back up. This is the one. So we got involved in this one, scalped up a bunch, but here we go. That looks like a bad trade because this was a real nice curler off the volume weighted average price, and you would have been almost $1 in the money. It was 14.60, now printing 15.30. So certainly a good look there on LTBR, up a respectable 43.5%. Not a bad one whatsoever. All right, what else? Sorry, Oklo Joseph here. I think we're moving back up into the 80s, or so I saw. Not quite yet, so no prints there. Here we go. 82s now showing up on Oklo on the ask side of the equation, but no prints yet on that one. So I'm going to pack my patience on PMAX, Oklo, and Qubit.
Thank you for that, Shreve. All right, guys, we got to do it today. We're going to do the Playmaker poll, Shreve. We are going which way or direction? We are going long.
We're going long. Okay, we're
going long, and we're doing it live. All right. So, yeah, guys, I got to update this. I have the data for some reason. I don't know if I have too many data points on there, but the cumulative P&L just wasn't adding up after all of these. Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. So I got to fidget around with it to see what we're going on. For those who are tuning in with us, this is the Playmaker poll, and these are all the data points that we got. So you can see that we have a poll in the chat to vote, short or long. Come 1 o'clock, we're either going, whatever majority there is in the poll, we go in that direction. We're using 100 paper shares, not real shares, with a $1 stop loss and a $2 profit target. So that's when I was referring to the risk to reward, all right? So no matter what, our max loss is always going to be $100, and our max gain is always going to be at $200. It will never exceed or go higher than either one of those numbers there. All right, brother, talk to me, my friend.
All right, we got 579.10.
579.10. This guy was going to read me the EX.
I know, right?
All right.
Yeah, 579.10. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
And our...
So we're taking profits at 581.10.
581.10.
And we're stopping out at 578.10.
578.10.
Sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you for that. And then we're going to get right into some of this IonQ trade right now. We're holding up relatively well right there. Okay, so we're just punching through some key levels. That is exactly what we see. Today is the 23rd, I believe it is. Sure. Yes.
All right. I'm just going to send Assassino the ticker.
Yeah. Send him those tickers. All right, guys. There's the Playmaker poll, and there's the equity curve, right? This is why we collect the data. Everything is calculated, and this is exactly what we want to see here. So you can see all these data points, number 94 there. All right, guys, let's get right back into what we got going on. Okay, so a slight rejection right there. Are we at that high a day? So there we go. I'm going to post an order up at 46.50, and we're going to take 50% off right at that point. Actually, no, I'm only going to take 20% off. So I'm going to post up at 46.50 here, guys, to see if we can get any form of a fill on that one. It is quite a ways away, but I do believe, considering how strong the sector is, we can get involved in those areas. So maybe I'll go a little bit lower. We'll go 46.25. All right, so we're posted up on that on IonQ. You can see it here, guys. It's just below that high. Yeah, okay, right at that high there, so I'm happy with that. We're not going to wait for that break just yet. We're going to take off. Oh, what did I? Oh, actually, hold on. Excuse my my typing in there, guys. Yeah, I almost closed the whole position out on that one there.
No, that's my move, Joseph.
Yeah, I don't want to take that one from you, brother. So there we go. Yeah, a good thing I noticed that. I'm like, okay, wait, I didn't type in what I wanted to take off there. So there it is, guys. We're posted up. Let's see if we can catch our first fill and look to take 25% off of that. Shreve, I wanted to actually ask you a couple questions about this Sammy Altman and Johnny deal here, and how big this could be for Apple, in a bad way.
Well, in a bad way, yeah. Exactly. So I did a little bit of research on this guy. He did some good for Apple, and then he was absolute hot trash and other things. One of his major wins were the AirPods. He was involved in the AirPods. Apparently, he did
the Mac, the
MacBook Pro.
No, he did the old school. Remember the colored computers? I'm pretty sure he was in the design on that, and the iPod Max, I think, or something like that.
He was in the AirPods.
Was he? Okay, I thought he was in 4 different other things.
So apparently, for the iPhone, there was some good things that he did and some not good things that he did. I have no idea. I don't want to pretend like I know anything about this guy other than the couple of lines that I read about him. But we'll have to wait and see. It doesn't concern me too much because I need to see a product. I mean, obviously he's
say is coming next year.
Yeah, I need to see it. And we saw a couple of products come out last year with respect with these AI kind of wearables that are supposed to read stuff, and they were kind of fiascos, but they weren't related to Sam Altman either. And Sam Altman's got a really good reputation for getting things done, so I don't want to put that past him. Guys, I just got to cover these trades because we're killing it on this one. QUBT, bro, we're taking out highs here on QUBT. Am I still in any? I think I'm done this trade. Yeah, we're done our QUBT trade. Actually, this trade here puts me flat on it, all right? So now it's taking out $14. Let's see if it can take out $14.13. Big move up here for QUBT. Big move up as well for your boy on Oklo. We took that 50 break as well, so good look there. This one continues to stair step higher. OKLO, great higher low pattern off the volume weighted average price, to be fair as well. Higher high, so a bit of an upward channel off that touch at the volume weighted average price, and then up we go again. Look at QUBT go, baby. It's taking out the highs. I'm sure IonQ is doing the same thing as well because they're all kind of trading together. So QUBT, 14, I believe, this candle high right now, 14.10, 3 pennies off that high a day. Keep your eye out on this one. It could continue to go. So 14, a decisive clearance of 14 gets me back into QUBT. Likewise with OKLO, a decisive clearance of $50 gets me back in that one. PMAX, we're taking some back on this one. I was able to extract multiple prints to the high side, but that's the end of the good news. We're still putting in lower highs on PMAX. We can't seem to shake that lower high pattern. The only thing that I do like about this at the moment is now it's got a 2-candle setup with higher lows. It breached 80 pennies, probably stopped a lot of people out, myself included, and now has a subsequent higher low, higher low. No higher high yet though. So that is a bit of a concern. So we'll keep tabs on that. Keeping an eye on Oklo, still rejecting 50, a little above, a little bit below. Likewise here with QUBT, a little above $14, not enough to my liking to want to get right back in, but good look for these bad boys on the day. Now, Oklo, I believe, is almost 26%. QUBT, another 17 to add to the whatever 20-something it had yesterday. So fantastic look for both of these names. LTBR as well. I keep saying I'm going to get into this one, and I don't. 1550 now. That area wick despite the 16-14 high of day there, Joseph. So trying to find reasons to get into one of these, but don't want to be too quick to jump into it. Guys, the new poll is up, and I put GameStop on there because GameStop has been having a good couple of days, man. I'm not sure what or who is involved in GameStop, but Neil, GameStop's at $32.20. What the hell is going on? GameStop had a hard level at $30. We know that. We've been watching that for a while. So there's your boy GameStop holding VWAP like a dang glove today, too. Look at that bounce off the volume weighted average price. What is this, Joseph?
GameStop?
Who's buying this up?
I don't know.
What's happening yesterday?
I would like to ask him the exact same question.
Well, it's above $32. And if we go to the daily here on our friend GameStop, you can see that $30 has been a bit of a level. With really the best print in the last few years, I want to say, being $35, and that we're certainly not far off that. And there, look at this. Someone is buying this up incrementally. Look at all these higher lows.
Let's zoom out, though. Are you on the daily?
That's a daily. Yeah. So we're getting up to that $34, $35 level where you've had trouble. But fantastic breakout there. Satya, do you have anything on GameStop?
Something on Lazy Day Holdings. It's making a significant move here. Lazy Day Holdings completed the sale of its Mesa, Arizona dealership location to General RV Center as part of its ongoing operational turnaround strategy. Lazy Day Holdings Company offers a range of services, including sales of new and pre-owned RVs. So definitely making a move. Stay tuned for that. Back to you.
Isn't that Lazy Boy?
Thank you very much for that.
It's Lazy Boy, though.
Is it? Yeah, you got to buy that ticker off them. That's a great call out, Satya. These are the ones that I love. GORV is the ticker, guys and girls. Let's throw in that 5-minute on there. Joseph, look at that big boy breakout right there. That's a nice one. Coming from the depths of hell at 17 pennies. Now we're at 42 pennies. Fantastic look. RacerX9 says, I saw that yesterday, Sharif. I think they said they were going into crypto in some way. Shocking. Remember that whole crypto thing back, I think it was like 2021, and then it was AI in 2023. Everybody wants to associate themselves with what's in vogue at the moment. So yeah, not surprising there, guys. We're going to keep an eye here on on GORV. Thank you, Satya, for that.
Yeah, thank you very much for that one, Satya. Yeah, I took some off, guys. I mean, we rejected that high pretty aggressively. So again, just 25% right there ain't nothing, ain't a thing, right? So we'll just take some off. And if it comes back into the end at the top of the range, then maybe I'll have to just cut it, break even, or anything along those lines. Okay, maybe I'll take a little bit more off here just because it's not a bad day, right? We're just kind of just slowly adding to these gains here, and that's exactly what we see. Bang, and we got that one. I don't want to take any more off because I only have half the position left there now, guys. So yeah, nice little grab there on IONQ, but I do wish the execution was slightly better, especially on this trade, guys. But it is profitable trades, profitable trade. So we will lock that in for sure and just kind of add a little bit more to the daily PNL. I think QUBT was definitely the stronger one there, Shreve. So I like that you picked that. Just look how much cleaner this price action is. We barely have any wicks within this move to the top side. And then if I were to pull up IONQ, you can see how it's just like wick here, so a lot of indecision. You got selling pressure, buying pressure, et cetera, et cetera. And then on QUBT, much cleaner, and this is exactly what I would like to see here. So way to pick that one up, and really strong price action. Nice curl over here, and then you're just punching through some of these key zones here, and you can see that volume really start to stair-step higher, guys. And then when you peak out, see, that's the thing. I went to short it up here, but then I think you have to get shorts for QUBT. This is a really, really good short signal. You just had to take your time and be patient on that. So you can see there's definitely a defense, guys, right there at that $14 mark. Let's see if that can come into play again, or it has absorbed enough liquidity in order for us to break through that. But this move here is slightly extended, so that maybe we used a lot of our power to get through some of these key zones already. But that is a AA rating right there. On the potential short in QUBT there.
Always cracking me up.
What's he going? What do you
He's always mumbling things, man. Like taking shots at whatever he doesn't like. I love it.
What didn't you like there? What'd you say there?
I don't know.
S tier?
S tier? Oh no, not S tier. Ooh, I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you know, we got a credit downgrade last Friday, right? Moody's was moody. I had to do that. Shout out to Adara, man.
He was in a mood. They were in a mood, I guess that it is. But yeah, that's what we got going on here, guys. A nice small bounce back here in IONQ, QUBT, and I'm just talking about sticking to hot spaces, especially if you're looking for those longs today, guys. The quantum space was definitely the trade of the day.
No question about it. It feels like the trade of the week.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Single day coming in.
Well, what day did we? Oh no, I debated trade of the week was that Bitcoin all-time high.
Oh yeah. My bad. Of course, that had to be there.
Sorry, but
healing pain naturally. You gotta like that. You gotta like that.
New poll.
Joseph and Sharif. Should the stock market stay green? You're asking a couple of people that are long here, bro. Are you kidding me? Of course, it should stay green forever. I don't like red days. Well, you know what, Fabian? Maybe red days are good to add to the position, but they don't feel good, right? Like, no question.
Oh man, full disclosure. During that downtrend, this was me literally for some time. Like, man,
he hated everybody at the time, bro.
Like, no.
Everybody was on the crap list, right? Elon made it onto the crap list. Donald was certainly chief crap list candidate there.
I liked him until all of that news, and then all of a sudden everything was tanking. I just seen tens of thousands just evaporate, and I'm like, how could you ever like anybody like that? But as soon as the man says it's a good time to buy.
Can I say something to you though?
Absolutely.
I don't like this Trump coin thing. I don't like it at all.
The dinner?
No. I don't like it at all. I don't like the Trump coin itself. I don't like the Trump coin dinner.
Fair.
Look, there's actual impropriety, and then there's the appearance of impropriety. Some people would say the appearance of impropriety is as important as the impropriety itself, because people get the wrong idea, they start changing sentiment, right? Even if it's true or not, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And so I don't like these people coming to the White House that had to pay a couple of $1 million a pop or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe all that stuff would make sense after you're out of office, but I don't like it when he's
in office. Yeah, it does definitely feel like a bit manipulation. I know he was holding the dinner for some. I think it was like the top Trump coin holders.
It was, I don't like it, Joseph.
I don't.
Nobody cares what I like.
Exactly. But again, I personally don't like it either. I don't know if that's a good idea. If you want to hold a dinner for the top Bitcoin, That's the thing, though, Sharif. Can we hold kind of like a bias to one coin and then not to the other, and just like, hey, because we accept Bitcoin, is it right for us to be like, hey, we don't accept the fact that he's doing?
But we don't. It's not our issuing coin. Like, dude, he's he's like knees deep in this thing. He's the issuer, obviously. It's all going to him. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't get it. Do you like this Trump coin thing, Katina, man, or do you think it stinks? Like, or do you have no opinion? He says he's one of the largest holders. I mean, like, look, of course he likes it, right?
I don't think it adds very much credibility to that.
The Katina man says he doesn't feel it adds much credibility to the space at all, and I happen to echo that sentiment entirely. It's not for me, guys, and I don't have a problem with a lot of other stuff that he's doing. I think a lot of stuff makes sense from a financial perspective, but this it stinks, and I don't like it, and I'm going to voice my opinion.
You like Melania coin better?
I don't like Melania coin either, bro. I don't like Melania coin either, bro. Right? What? I only like fart coin.
Fartcoin.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the only meme coin I buy.
We're going to buy an altcoin or a meme coin. Neil is like, what is going on?
Neil, in all seriousness, Neil, if fart coin started breaking out, would there be a situation where you would buy fart coin? No?
Would you buy dog with hat?
Neil's coming in.
Would you buy dog with hat?
No.
Dog
Absolutely not. Not gonna happen. Wouldn't do it. To each their own, man. Like, there's lots of if you can join anything with the greater fool theory and maybe make some money doing it, but you gotta draw the line somewhere. There's so many great opportunities out there in the market to make money. Not that.
So in other words,
not me.
You wouldn't pull a Michael Noss.
Well, I mean,
full disclosure, Michael Noss is
but that's fine. He has a system for playing those things. If you got it, you got it. But I'm not I wouldn't do it.
Not for you. There you go. Neil spoke. And I think I would echo that sentiment entirely. I'm not a big fan of these meme coins. I never bought Doge. Did you ever buy Doge?
Yeah. Oh, dude, what a ride!
Doge?
Yeah, what a ride!
I know Chilean Nightmare has Doge.
My friends and I had a.
He mined it. Sorry. Adara, thank you. That's so sweet.
We need a mic.
I appreciate you. We got the human algo. Grab the mic. Grab the mic if you want. Yeah, grab the mic.
Hi, Adara, sister.
Hi. Nice to see you again, Melody. How are you?
Melody, sorry, how are you doing?
Oh, this is me?
I love this.
Yeah, there you go.
Get hit. The human algo killing it over here. Thank you, Adara. I'm going to cook these today.
See, are they cracked, though? No, they're good. They're quality.
I love it.
There you go.
How's your vacation going?
Good, thank you.
Did you go to Niagara yet?
No, not yet. We leave on Sunday, but we're going to go to Italy now, so we're in the area too. And I was like, right, why?
Which is actually better because the weather is crap, so at least
it's so bad, so we can go later. Yeah, so it should be good.
Melody, you want to come on the video?
Yeah, we can go.
This is Adara's sister, Melody.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah. Don't they look alike? Same height, same look, everything. I love it.
Really, actually.
Aren't you a black belt in something?
In Taekwondo.
Oh, whoa.
So both of these girls, by the way, great. Adara was a track athlete in high school.
I was.
And so obviously you know Taekwondo over here. That's fantastic.
Thank you. It's so weird to be on this side of the desk. Oh my God, we're blocking trends?
Yeah.
No, but tell them what we got going on here, Sharif. We're looking to get a new
I saw this.
I showed it. Remember what I showed you? The new mascot to replace Trenda?
Oh,
our
yes.
Bitcoin friend.
Of course, we're going to get that Bitcoin quick as you like. We're going to have it right here. It's not going to say this bad word over here. Everything's going to be fine, right?
We're going to keep it in there. So.
Well, hopefully you get the Bitcoin in time for you winning the bet.
It was sold off a little bit there because your friend Donald Trump today wants to slap tariffs on everybody.
Yeah, he was on there with Apple and stuff too. He and Tim Apple are not buddies.
They're fighting. Apparently they met on Tuesday at the White House.
I saw that.
Nobody found out about that till later.
It was a little secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess we will let you all go and trade. Happy early birthday, Sharif, and
enjoy your time here in Ontario.
That was a nice surprise there. I appreciate that, man. Get it, Adara. That's so nice. All right, we're gonna take these.
I was like, all right, yeah.
Yo, bro, you gotta protect the apples, my boy.
I'm gonna cook those up as soon as I get home. Guys, we gotta pull up my chart here. IONQ is absolutely blowing things to the top side. Let's go, Sharif. That volume stepped in. I only have one out left here, guys. We now exceeded that target that we were looking for. What are you laughing at, Neil?
He likes the eggs, bro. What's the problem, man?
Oh, yeah. I'm just seeing what he's laughing at. That's all. I'm just asking. I didn't mean to come across hostile or anything like that.
Oh, man, it is Friday. Yeah. It feels good, bro.
So there it is. There it is, guys. Nice look there on IonQ. And you know what I'm about to say here?
What?
I wish I had some more, but that's okay. Sharif, hit it for me.
Oh, he's in the club. Oh. He's in the club. I like George Washington. He's a good guy.
Like George? Yeah, he has a pretty good guy. I remember him back in the day.
I remember him from back in the day. Fantastic. Man, I took a U.S. history class in university.
Did you?
And I didn't know diddly squat about U.S. You know, some stuff that you see on TV, but you actually learn a lot. Like you dropped the hotline today. Benedict Arnold. One of the favorite American characters, I guess. We didn't dislike him too much on this side of the border, though, Joseph, because, well, he was a redcoat.
Redcoat.
And they don't like the redcoats down there, Fabian. I don't know. Who's that? John Revere?
Isn't he the guy that said
Is that? Oh, okay. The British are coming. The British are coming. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
Chilean Nightmare coming in hot with that, bro. Guy's giving us a lesson.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's go.
Ayo, Lewis.
Ayo. Happy early. Oh, do you want to do it here? It's your birthday there.
I love it. Happy early birthday, Mr. Calisthenics Sharif. Here's a protein shake since you don't drink alcohol. 130% on Tempest AI. Call close today. Fly, Eagles fly. My man, I appreciate that. That's kind of you. I appreciate that. Shout out to Ayo Lewis, all class, my man.
Like
the OG in the chat doing it big.
So
we're going to keep an eye on these ones, Joseph, because, hey. All right, guys. We're gonna.
We're keeping up a massive storm over here, man. I only got one out here.
My man, Big Spile Burdette Sharif, relief and excitement seems to be at about the right level to start looking for shorts. All right, Big Spile. You know I haven't been on these large caps lately. I haven't been trading the futures either. But if you say it is, then I believe you, my man. Shout out to you. What do you got over there, Joseph?
Yo, the chat honestly kills me.
What do they do?
They just say the most funny things. Somebody in the chat
Paul Revere.
Someone said, is Adara's sister's name Adara? No, it is not. Obviously.
What?
Someone said, is Adara's sister's name Adara?
No, her name is Melody, man.
You guys are absolutely hilarious.
When she came in last time, they did not look that much alike. And I thought Adara was substantially taller than Melody, and they're exactly the same height.
Yeah, they're really close. Wow, IonQ. This is fantastic stuff here, guys. Looking really, really good. We've cracked through some key resistance levels, and you know what I'm going to point out here is that volume really stepped in as we broke out. So yeah, there we go. I'll hold some for the dream. What are they saying here now in the chat?
Whatever, bro. They're saying what they're saying. Don't worry about it.
And so who called me Unk in the chat too?
Have you heard? I can't. Right. Some of the words. Okay, so someone was describing like what? No. No. Someone was describing like names that you call people based on their age. Some of the names I can't say because they're words that we can't use on here.
On here.
Yeah. Well, but anyway. So Unk apparently was from 35 to like 40 something, right?
What a weirdo.
I just barely made Unk, right? Above that, it's like your elders. Then you got to really respect your elders right?
You're in prime Unk if it's from 35.
I'm holding on to that Unk title with
what does it go to 47? You said
45, but it's like an informal guy on Instagram made this up, right? Like,
you're prime Unk over there. I mean, if it's from 35, I'm not.
Uncle, though.
Yeah, so am I. But I'm not classified in that just yet. So I mean,
hold on.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, you're not. You're technically not because it's 35 up.
Yeah. So there you go. I'm still a youngin, maybe.
No. I can't use those words because they're not YouTube friendly. But you're not.
I think I know what they are. Here, let me write it down here.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about there. QUBT is breaking out, guys. Here we go, guys.
All right. There we go.
Exactly.
I'm still in that category.
We can't use that.
QUBT breaking out. IonQ breaking out here. We got to catch my screen. Another breakout. Look at the strength in the tape here, guys. This is exactly what it's seeing. Are you in it, Sharif?
No, I'm not. I'm about to get into
We're in it. So let's see if we can hold on to this. Now Neil wants to say.
We'll tell you after, Neil, because we can't use these words on the internet. Yeah. It's just not friendly for here,
Yeah, I mean, but hey, I'd rather that. But IONQ just going absolutely monstrous, guys. This is what I'm talking about, just sticking with strong spaces here, continuing to climb. Yeah, take my strong hand. And then you can see that descending, this bull flag here, and then you get that move all the way to the top side. So, yeah, there it is. Big time move here, moving up bigly here. I got my friends saying bigly now, too.
They're saying bigly?
Yeah, they're saying bigly in the chat.
Joseph.
So, up bigly here. IONQ. I think we're in the $2 club at this point here, guys. So, love seeing this. I'm going to take my last out up here just because that's all I have here left on the day. We got a half an hour. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to hold it on for the rest of the show just because I feel like being that guy today.
Okay, well, that's fine, man. You are that guy, so that's it's good there. So we're good to go there. All right, guys, I'm working my way into OKLO. It breached 50. It's still putting in those higher highs and higher lows. So I'm going to build my position here. We got 50.09s on. It's showing me 50, so we are out of the money. But I have 2 dip trades that have still gone unfilled. I'm looking for this one to continue possibly above that $50 level, and then ideally, you know, maybe touch the high of the day, 52.17. That is the HOD right now on OKLO. As you saw, QUBT, excuse me, breaking out to the high side. Where is it? There it is. 14 and a quarter, 14.30 the high of the day right now. So we're like literally 2 pennies off the high of the day. Let's keep our eye on this one. A possible move back into 14 gets me into here, okay? So let's see if it wants to retest that breakout level. I think $14 was a hell of a breakout level there. We had a lot of trouble taking it out earlier between 10:30 and 11. We came back to it again at around 105. So let's see if we can take out that level, and if we can, how far we get up. It's showing me the $0.25 right now. Looks like some selling coming in around that level to be expected, though. So that's the situation. We're building our position into OKLO, though, but I'm definitely interested in getting into QUBT if the price is right, baby. Shout out to Bob Barker.
Shout out.
Who's that other guy?
Yeah,
Drew Carey. Drew Carey.
Shout out to Drew Carey.
Yeah, I don't know. Nobody replaces Bob Barker in my eyes.
Well, Drew Carey did, but I mean.
Well, I know he replaced him in the actual sense, but like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think that he's the OG, and he's not.
Those were some good times. I remember when you used to stay homesick from school.
100%.
And it's like you got what's our good buddy Jerry Springer. What's it, Maury? Remember Maury? Maury.
And like,
crazy.
And in the case of, I don't know, Joseph, and who else? You are not the father. And the dude would flip out and he'd like run around.
Everybody's running backstage and they're crying.
God.
Absolute chaos.
Yeah, it was always chaos. Why was
you gotta love America, man.
But that's like what down there, bro.
That's what it's like, man.
What it is, man.
Actually,
that's what it is.
Unreal, man. Tesla's really getting the ball rolling here. There is no shorts in these markets right now.
Tesla's the only Mag 7 name that's green, Joseph.
Yeah. I mean, look at the SPY, too, here. So with that being said, guys, let's take a look at the top-performing sectors. I'm curious to see what XLF is up to as well, Shreve, especially with seeing the strength start to step in on SPY. We're recovering a lot from that tariff news this morning. I mean, yeah, guys, we're having a fantastic time this morning. Hopefully you guys are as well, too. And with that being said, we don't ask for, even though it sounds, I say I don't ask for much quite a bit, so maybe I do.
I know, I hear that a lot, right?
So maybe I do ask for a little bit more, but guys, we only have about 10% of our likes. Okay. Just do us a solid here and just hit that like and subscribe. See if we can get that to climb. There we go.
There he is.
This trade has unlimited upside.
I'm still salty on the fact that I didn't get one where I got to. So maybe we can set that up with the production team there. I'm only joking with you guys, but if you, yeah, there you go. Okay, so rub it in my face a little bit more.
Get him, Assassino. Excellent.
Much appreciated. No, we're having fun here, guys. Let's take a look at the top performing sectors here on the day, just to see, so we can gauge what's going on. And we want to take a look at XLF. Ooh, the utility sector, dragging the market up potentially up 1% on the session here. Shreve, consumer staples up about 0.4, and then energy sitting in that third place, up about 0.25% here. Here, let me display it to you here, guys. And then also we have In the bottom three, we have the healthcare sector down about 1/5 there, and then consumer discretionary down about 0.5%, and then the tech sector leading the way to the downside, down 0.6% there, guys. So there is your top performing with that. Being said, let's take a look at XLF because I'm curious on what it's up to. IONQ is not stopping whatsoever. This is great.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy, scary. Spooky, hilarious. All right, so yeah, big recovery here in XLF. It's in the middle of the pack, guys, from a performance standpoint, but a nice move here. We'll take a look at XLU to see what it is up to because it is the strongest one. And that is this utility. There you go. We're cracking through some key pre-market levels. A big-time recovery here, Sharif. Now punching through those pre-market and post-market zones that we've seen from last night and this morning. So a good look in the utility sector.
All right. Appreciate you, Swoldemort.
Ooh, okay.
Whether Sharif is 34 or 43, you'll always, oh my God, you'll always be daddy to me.
Okay, zaddy.
Also, IonQ banger. Happy birthday, brother. I appreciate you, my man. Kind words from you, even though they were a little interesting there. I appreciate you, Swoldemort, the OG in the chat. Thank you, brother. I do appreciate that very much.
Daddy.
So shut up. What's that?
I said daddy.
I know, bro. Joseph, what am I supposed to do? You know, it reads what it reads, baby. Yeah, you know, big smile. He's a bit of a liability as well, but we happen to love him. All right, here's a deal, guys. Let's do a little bit of the news and find out exactly what's going on over here. Because Bill Ackman yesterday announced that he was weaseling his way into Amazon. Pershing Square Capital Management, obviously his what's it called, hedge fund, disclosed a major new position in Amazon, and they purchased it, I guess, on the dip, you could say, right after the stock dipped aggressively on that Trump tariff news. The chief investment officer of Pershing Square, Ryan Israel, said the team believes Amazon will weather the AWS slowdown. We know that they didn't meet expectations there. It was Azure that beat, Google Cloud and AWS missed. And that the tariffs won't meaningfully impact retail earnings, according to him. Ackman also praised lesser-known Mag 7 CEO Andy Jassy, who says the focus on efficiency and the margin expansion amid top-line growth is really impressive for him. Other portfolio moves as well. Your friend Ackman there added to his Hertz position and Uber, which is interesting to me because Hertz here, you got to wonder, like, what his thinking is. Is there a possible autonomy play here coming for Hertz? You'd have to think that that could be a possibility, especially, you know, they sold a lot of their Teslas. We know that. But they can rebuy Teslas, especially if there's full self-drive. So is there an autonomy play here? Maybe they like, you know, when you go and rent a car and they want to charge you for renting or the navigation because it doesn't come with a car, like $15 a day or whatever. Do they charge you maybe for autonomous here, Hertz? I don't know what the play is here for Ackman and Hertz, but he's weaseled into that. He had to exit, though, Canadian Pacific, which is a railway company, to fund the Amazon purchase. He called the sale regretful. He didn't actually want to sell CP, despite what he says is a good long-term outlook for the name. He also did some other stuff. He trimmed his position in Chipotle, CMG, as well as removing some of Hilton and Universal Music Group, which is UMG. He also swiped his Nike shares for a deep in the money call option as a part of a strategic shift. I know I got your attention with that one this morning. Yeah. So Ackman doing things over there at Pershing Square. We're going to shut him out. Hopefully he does well. I think he's a really interesting guy. I had my reservations with some of the stuff he was saying initially about crypto and stuff, but I think he's kind of changed some of that. All right, this is not really that important of a story because I feel like this was kind of a done deal already. The Federal Trade Commission, under the new chairman Andrew Ferguson, has dropped their Microsoft Activision Blizzard case that was started by Lina Khan under the previous administration. He said, you know, really, there's no legal footing for the case, and he dropped it there. He also dropped, I'm talking about the FTC, the discrimination case that was put against Pepsi and Walmart. Now, this was actually instituted by the FTC under Lina Khan 3 days before Donald Trump was slated to be sworn in as president. It was January 17th. So a lot of people were calling it a political stunt. So the Federal Trade Commission dropped the lawsuit accusing PepsiCo of unfair discrimination that allegedly favored Walmart. The background of the case was, again, it was filed under the Robinson-Patman Act just before President Trump's inauguration and alleged that Pepsi's pricing practices disadvantage smaller retailers. Let me know if you need to jump in, okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, the new leadership shift, obviously, at the FTC with new chair Andrew Ferguson criticized the case as a legally dubious partisan stunt, according to him, initiated by former chair Lina Khan, signaling a strategic pivot under the Trump administration. PepsiCo responded by defending its pricing as fair and non-discriminatory. Walmart has not commented. The political fallout here with Lina Khan taking to X, of all platforms, to respond, calling the dismissal a gift to giant retailers and warning of potential price hikes. We already heard Walmart's going to hike prices, so that's nothing new for us.
They should take the Home Depot approach there.
Well, there you go. But remember we talked about this? Yeah. I think Walmart, less than 10%, it's either 30 or 10 or something like that, comes from China, which I found to be
Yeah. I remember.
I was actually quite impressed with that.
Yeah. A lot of the products do come from the United States.
I just want to get to these super chats quickly here, Joseph. Absolutely. Drops trades, $5. Bro, happy birthday, Sharif Gobrel. I hope you have a great one this weekend. Thank you very much, Drop Trades. So kind of you, man. My man, one of the OGs in the chat. I appreciate that. Your boy, Zion Lala. Thank you, Zion. $10 super chat. Go, Sharif. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. We're going to sip Bacardi like it's your birthday. Birthday, my brother. You great at what you do. I appreciate you, Zion, man. Very kind words from you. Thank you very much for the super chat. All class, Zion Lala.
Yeah, he won't be sipping any Bacardi, but I mean, there we go. Let's go. New traders, listen up. First month free. Boom. That's right. We're waiving fees. Ozan. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite data, instant trading, lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with backtesting, reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or check that link in the description. All right, yeah. I know you're going through the news.
Yeah, I'm taking out some profits here on QUBT, guys. We got that dip trade at 14.05. It came in to exactly 14.02. We just took out some there at the $0.25, so we're going to defend 14 here on QUBT. That's the good news. The bad news is I just got stopped out for a major loss on OKLO. I added substantially into this one, and now we're negative on it after working our way positive. So you win some, you lose some. My next level is going to be at 48.50 for OKLO. That is the volume weighted average price. So let's go ahead and put a dip trade there. I'm going to wait at 48. Let's see, it's 50, so I'll wait at like 59 just to front run it. I'm going to take bigger size on this one so we can get out of this negative spot that we put ourselves in now after being flat on the day. Well, actually, we were positive on OKLO, and now we're negative on it. So the market giveth and the market taketh away. So I'm going to set up some profit takers right now on QUBT. I'm going to front run the size or the high of the day, at 30s. I put it at 29. Then we're going to leave one a little bit above that for high of day break here on QUBT. So keeping my eye on this one, Joseph. Let's see how this ends up doing.
Yeah, good look there, brother. I'm all out of my IO and Q now. So there we go. Who is it? Katrina or somebody in the chat who was referring to saying, Joe, you got to hold on to these. Here we go. Or Catherine, I think it was. Sorry for that one. But yeah, there we go, Catherine. We're holding on to that IO and Q. We're all out of that trade there now. We got that break, and then we even got a little bit more there. So again, not nearly as much size as I had right here, but that's okay. We worked this relatively well. And I told you how we're just going to make this trade better. We did buy the top of the range. We held to our key levels, but we also need to add into a little bit more into these positions over there, guys. So there it is. There's that IO and Q trade, just adding a little bit more profit to the day. XLU still relatively strong for those who are trading sector ETFs. You can see that we're still climbing significantly higher. I mentioned that we broke through the opening price here as well. And then you can see these pullback consolidation phase holding key levels almost to a penny. And then you can take those additional legs higher and higher. But yeah, quantum spots really, really hot today. And I mean, as for what you were talking about with Amazon not too long ago, Sharif, I was looking to actually grab some more of this. I was thinking about grabbing some calls, but okay, so yeah, so the trade plan is coming into play, but I think they can just be like these are one of the companies who can be really affected by these tariffs, in my opinion, especially with China.
I don't get that.
Yeah, right. So we have to be patient on this front here, guys. Like we've now filled the majority of this gap, probably about 70% of this gap to the downside. So let's wait to see if we get any form of a bounce here, and then maybe we can look to allocate some Amazon. So that's my game plan here. A nice big gap up there on some news here, strengthen the market, and now we're slowly just giving a little bit of this room back, but filling this gap, and that's exactly what I want to see. But it's funny how we can be in a downtrend and have these big time updates as well too. So. There, I see that Stanley Game, Sharif, $2 super chat.
Ooh, my man Stanley, I appreciate that. Yeah. Shout out to my guy.
Yep. Ooh, Feliz.
I love how Asesino's letting me know too exactly what I said.
Let me see if I
happy
can
birthday,
say it
Papi.
Let me see if I can say it in Spanish. Feliz cumpleaños, Papi.
Yeah, you did. That's pretty good. Yeah, no, thanks, did he do it well?
Bang.
Did he say the happy birthday? I don't want to hear the Papi, bro. But did he say it well?
Papi. Yeah,
is that
they say Papi a lot?
Yeah,
too. Yeah, it's weird because my barber used to say it too.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it wasn't bad.
Oh, it's cool.
Feliz cumpleaños. Feliz cumpleaños.
Okay,
did I do it good? Cumpleaños.
Hey. Yeah, so there you go. Happy birthday, Papi. I know you don't like that, but they call it.
I don't know, bro. It just feels like I've heard it in different contexts. That's all, man. That's all.
Well, my barber, who I told you is Argentina, he would always be like, "Yo, hola, papi," and I'm like,
"Oh yeah."
I'm like, "What?"
Okay.
Like, yeah, sorry. You know who you're talking to, man.
All right, guys. I put in a dip trade here on my friend OKLO for a VWAP retracement. It didn't come down to it. It dropped into 78 pennies. I was waiting at 55, so we don't get the fill. And now it's back up to 49.25. So let's see if this one comes down. It doesn't look like it's going to come down all the way to VWAP, so a bit of a miss there on my part. Now, I did real well here on QUBT. We've only got one more beak wetter left. I took out the high of the day. I actually literally got the high of the day, 14.30, but it's coming right back into my level at 14. So questions here. Do I add at this level? Is it going to give me yet another opportunity for a dip trade at 14? Say less, my friend. We're getting long over here. We'll take it out in the low 90s if it ends up missing. So that's exactly what we'll do there. And then we'll set up some profit takers to the high side to see if we can extract some profits if this one does find its footing again. So that's what I'm keeping my eye out on there. Healing pain naturally. If someone gets you a gift, do they have to get your guns gifts too? Money. I don't know what to say to that, bro. Thank you for that. Maxi Jr.
Right here. This is the guns gift.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. This is how you get the guns, man. Derek coming in hot there. Did you see this, Katina, man?
What was in there?
Derek got me eggs for my birthday. No.
So time out. So your morning breakfast consists of how many?
12 eggs, but we don't eat all the yolks, Joseph. We don't eat all the yolks.
You got in there?
I take 3 or 4.
Okay.
3 or 4 of the 12. I think that's reasonable.
So do you crack them and de-yolk them yourself every day? Or?
Yes, I do them every single day when I come back from my other work, and I get them ready at night, and then we hit the sleeper there.
If there was a picture of consistency in the dictionary, you would be right beside it there, my friend.
I thank you for that, bro. I like to pretend that I'm consistent.
Well, yeah, but there's no pretending there because I see you eat your eggs every
day. I stink up the place every day, baby. No, seriously, I thank you guys for putting up with the stench that I have to emit every day.
It smells pretty good, to be honest.
Well, Neil compliments it a lot, so I appreciate that. Joseph, I missed this one on Oklo. Look at this thing rocket up. Oh, boy, that's a miss there. That's okay. You win some, you lose some. It's coming into that 49.50. Let's see if it rejects here. OKLO, having a fantastic day. It looks like it's initially getting a bit of a rejection there, so we'll see. Maxi Jr., Sharif, happy birthday weekend to the professor. How about the PMAX? Yeah, I lost on that one, brother. I'm bag holding. Breathe some light into this thing. Who do I look like, man? Katina, man? Nah, man, I don't have the kind of size over here, bro. I do appreciate the comment, though. Thank you very much. Oh, the only 4.0. I like that. That's a good nickname. Would that be the smallest put option to buy if you think of Quantum will drop by next Friday? That's you right there.
What would be the smartest put option to buy if you think the Quantum will drop by next Friday?
What, do you have an answer for him?
Yeah, why would you want to? Okay, I'm not going to get into any form of bias. Let's just go into the question here and say what would be the smartest. Well, ask yourself, what do you want to do? Do you want to buy something that's already in the money? Are you looking for something that's out the money and only has time value? Or are you looking at the money? There's like plenty of questions. I think that question, it is slightly vague in my opinion. What would be the smartest if you're kind of in this realm of maybe, hey, I don't know what strike prices specifically look for. My suggestion is to you is just buy currently, or buy the put is right what the underlying is currently trading at. So within a strike price or two within that. So if you do believe that the space is going to go down within the next couple of days by next Friday, then by all means, but look to grab some of those at the monies. You can buy those, but make sure that you buy time. So don't go, if you think by next Friday and then you buy next Friday and then it doesn't go down by next Friday, well, there you go. You just lost all your money with not necessarily understanding the values of theta and time decay. So for me, my suggestion is always buy a couple months out. So if that's what you're looking for, at the money puts for a potential bearish thesis in the quantum space. Sharif.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm all at INQ. I mentioned this before. So, yeah, we can go over this trade one more time. Sorry, brother. I'll send it back to you.
Man.
Yeah. So here you go, guys. We were in it earlier in the day, and then you can see we just have a really strong opening drive. The volume supporting this here for all my 5-minute opening range break traders. That's a really good setup right there as you break that 5-minute. Nice consolidation, ABCD pattern, and then you punch through some of these earlier highs, and then you kind of get that descending move to the downside, this wedge here, guys, and then as soon as we crack it to the top side, potential add, mark that out to make the next trade better, and then we get that move and continue to climb, and you can see the strength most definitely displayed in the time of sales as well, too. So that is the IONQ trade. Thank you guys very much. Also, your boy posted it on X, so just go and check it out as well, too. So yeah, that's that.
All right, taking some here on QUBT to the high side. We took out some at 14, so cleared this one into the high of the day. It dipped back into 14, so I added again on QUBT, and we took some out there in the teens. So we're holding 02s now. I've layered into 20s, and I've layered into 40s. Let's see how this cookie ends up crumbling. Not really exactly sure if we can take out 1430 again. We've been hanging out at this level for an awfully long time, so let's just see how this one ends up doing. Back into OKLO for a possible breakout trade. Let's see if we can do a little bit better on this time. I'm going to have much tighter of a stop to see what we can get on this. But we did breach the high, but this is bamboozlement central. Very consolidative here on OKLO. It takes out the high, and then it's coming right back down. So we're negatory on it again. So I'm just going to have to manage this position, Joseph. So I'll just send it to you for a second, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Get those orders and stops in place and manage it throughout the duration of that trade, guys. So yeah, let's go. Let's do a little review here to see what we got going on for the day. Here is our IONQ trade. We were in this relatively earlier. We can zoom in and see what we got going on from my 1-minute standpoint and just break down the kind of my trade plan here. All right. So you can see we have this indecision print right at the open here, guys, and then we got a nice strong candle as well too. We sit on top of the volume weighted average price, but then we have a breath on lower volume. So I'm looking for that ABCD style pattern, and then that's when I enter on any form of dip there, and then we get that move to the top side, and then I just eventually unfortunately took it all out, but that's okay. We had a nice little move on that one nice and early in the morning to get the ball rolling. That was my final out, and I was satisfied with it until I seen what had happened after that. But again, you have to take it for what it is, and then we're patient. We're seeing this wedge or the bull flag pattern start to form. We then add a little bit more right there, just a little courtesy add, and then we get that move through the break of the key resistance zones, and then we also breach that high of day as well too. So that is, what is Cath in there? That's weird. Okay, so yeah, we have that in there, and then IBIT. Let's pull that up here, and we'll go over this momentarily to see what we had going on. It took 2 attempts. I started really small, and then I went drastically heavy. Like this was almost a big time return, so 1,000% increase right there I put on there. That was really big. And then I just took it off too quickly, and then we did get that move into the targets that we were specifically looking at. But I do believe that Bitcoin is going to be somewhat weak for the next couple of days, even though we did see somewhat of a recovery. We are down 1.4% on in the session. I just believe that we're too extended and we are prone for a pullback here. Now, RGTI, we also took Sharif. We'll take a look at what we had going on with RGTI. This was a big scalp, and it moves different, right? It takes a little bit longer for these moves that we're looking for to kind of formulate, and I got that. So you can see I got aggressive here, add 100% add, and then I also double up the position. But then as soon as we rejected that previous high, I'm like, all right, let me just get out of that. And you see I flatten right there for a small profit, but RGTI up 5%.
Nice, man. All right, we're still in OKLO right now. Currently, the candle of indecision. I've given this one to around the $0.25, so it'll have to hold that level. The prior bar low is just a little bit too low for me to put my stop in. It's literally like 48.75. That's not where I want to give it to, so we're going to have to kind of improvise a little bit with the stop over here. Currently, the candle is red and a bit of a doji candle as well. Let's see what's moving in these markets right now, man. Who's so Apple, the worst performer on the day in Mag 7 World, down 2.6%. I feel like a lot of the other names have really recovered. We had Meta, a big red as well. It was like 1 and change or 2 and change at a point. Amazon as well was down heavy, and they've all recovered to about, maximum 0.4%. NVIDIA and Meta, really the only two outlying red names, and Google as well, down all 0.8. So let's see how we end up closing out the day. It's been super interesting to see how we reacted to some of the headlines that we got in the morning. It was like a bright and early sell-off before we even rang the bell. In fact, before we even got on at 8:30, Donald Trump took to Truth Social to let everybody know that he was slapping up to 50% tariffs on the European Union, as well as 25% tariffs on Apple's iPhones that are shipped into the United States. So obviously a tougher look there, especially for myself, who's involved in Apple long term. Not much really of an EU exposure for me other than ASML, but ASML is a bit of a different play. It's more of a microchip play, and likely to be a lot of exceptions for ASML, because without ASML, well, you can't really make chips. So the advanced chips anyway. The ultraviolet lithography machine, obviously one of the biggest things relied on by some of these advanced AI companies like NVIDIA and your AMDs. So it's really interesting to see how that'll all play out there. What else? Quantum has been very strong this week, all of this week. Obviously, Bitcoin as well, selling off a little bit, but back up a little bit here, Joseph. We're trying to work up into 110,000 after selling aggressively off there on the Apple and European Union news. I felt that was a little bit unfair and overdone. What the hell does Bitcoin have to do with tariffs, right? So it's still looked at as a risk asset, much to a lot of people's chagrins, because a lot of people want to funnel into Bitcoin as a hedge, and if it's going to trade with the Qs, well, then it's not a hedge. So it's interesting. Chimo Magdu, I know a guy who works for ASML. It's basically a monopoly. It basically is, and that's the thing about ASML. Apparently, the Chinese are in the works to kind of get something done on their side there, but we'll believe it when we see it. You've got to assume, though, necessity is the mother of all invention, right? And if you're going to block ASML from selling to the Chinese, well, then the Chinese are going to kind of figure out stuff on their own. And we've seen Huawei do that like a lot of times. Every time you kind of give them, kind of don't give them a choice because you embargo them or you block some of the technology that they can use, well, then they seem to come up with their own. We saw that last year with the Mate, with the Note Pro, I think. I forget the name of the phone, the Huawei phone. It had a 5 nanometer chip, and we didn't think that the Chinese were capable of making 5 nanometer chips. So we'll have to see how that all works out. It's been really interesting to watch how this whole thing plays, but obviously taking a toll on some of these long-term holdings here, Joseph.
Yeah, great stuff there. Sharif, okay, so let's see. I had a good question in the chat. Where am I looking for? Equios, sorry. How do I stop getting out too early? I regularly miss 60% gains by bailing early in fear of a drop. Okay, so if you're scared of that, I mean, we've all gone through this throughout our trading journey. It takes some time. I could talk to you about some things. You see me mess up sometimes. Sometimes I catch the full breakout. Sometimes I let go a little bit too early. So first and foremost, accept that fact that you're not going to catch everything. So it's your job. What I do to start off is, okay, say you have 100 shares, you take off 80% of those shares, and then whatever, you have a couple dollars unrealized. Just be like, okay, just be nonchalant about it. Just be like, I don't care what happens to this. Exactly. If it runs, then I get to take some more off. If it comes back to my break even, then so what? I lose a couple bucks, all right? So just try to have that kind of mentality. Start small, obviously, and then just gradually increase that. Start, if you're not comfortable and you can't leave a runner, take 90% of your position off, leave 10%. Like, you've locked in 90% of those gains, just leave a little bit left for a runner. What is that 10%? You've made some decent money, or however much you've made on that trade, and just accept the fact that, like, hey, I'm willing to risk this for a little bit more gain, or it comes back to my break even and I walk away with 90% of the profit of that trade, or even 50%, et cetera, whatever it may be, right? Everybody has their own ways of coping with that. For me, it's also, there's another, if we want to get a little bit deeper into this, is that once you put on a couple, Katina, man, help me, everybody in the room here, help me start doing this, is that once you've put on a couple decent trades, look to kind of scale up. And okay, sure enough, that may not work for you, but then next time you scale back down, you're like, oh, okay, that's nothing. Like, what are these X amount of shares? I'm used to holding this now on this trade, right? You just kind of just slowly level up. But for my advice, it sounds like where you're currently standing up, start with 90%. Take that 90% off, partial it out through some of your targets, and then leave that 10% for a runner. Okay, if that works out a couple times, then now leave 80%. That works out for a couple times, now 70%. You have to leave 30% for a runner, et cetera, right? Just continue to do that, and eventually you'll be where you want to. But just understand the fact that, like, if we go through my X page, you're going to see me catch breakouts, and then you're going to see me miss out on breakouts, and that's one thing that you need to understand.
I agree completely, bro. That's very well said there. Guys got stopped out of Oklo again, so we're going to get rinsed on this one. It's no go, so we get fooled by that candle, the indecision candle at 145, it makes a new high, and then it ends up making lower lows. So that's the way it is. Keeping my eye, though, on QUBT, it did drop below 14 again, and it's below the 10 EMA as well as that. So just got a little bit of a bid there at 1382, which is where the 20 EMA is. But I personally would wait for the volume weighted average price on QUBT right around that 13 1/3. That's where I'm seeing it right now. Let's see if it comes back into that level. It's looking awfully double top-ish here, with the $14 definitely being that resistance level. Even though we've gotten above 14 by some distance, 14.30, we really had a lot of trouble closing above that level. So keep your eye out on that level. OKLO as well. I wanted to mention, even though we went negative on this, it is the volume weighted average price is at 48.50. That was my original area that I was looking at getting a dip trade on, and then it ended up rocketing up, which probably wasn't a good idea to chase it, but that's what we did. But here it comes again, right back into that area low. I'm talking about this 48.85. That's where it held up last time. That's still not where the volume weighted average price is, though. The volume weighted average price hasn't changed all that much from when I reported last. It's like 48.55, 48, mid-50s essentially. So let's see if it comes back into that area and whether or not it finds some support. Only 3 minutes left on the show, so unlikely to want to work into that anymore because, well, here is, it's going to be hard to obviously trade this when I'm at the green screen. So definitely don't want to be involved in a volatile name like OKLO while I'm not on my computer. So keep tabs on that. In case you're wondering, these are the small cap gappers I had my eye on today. It was LTRY. DOUG. Doug basically did nothing all day. So I ended up going right on that one. Don't feel too bad about it because it really was a little bit above, a little bit below VWAP. I gave it the best shot I could. LTBR, we did well on. QUBT as well, we did well on. PMAX, not so much. And IMNN, we didn't trade at all. I was really waiting for this one to do something off the volume weighted average price, but it was literally a sell, a lower high all day. And then it found a little bit of a consolidation here at VWAP, but not much of a bounce on that one at all, if anything. So, yeah, that's what we were looking at today. And basically, that is it. What's it called? I'm just trying to look at the side chart over here to see if there's anything outlying. Gold up 2% today, likely as a hedge. You'd think Bitcoin would be doing that as well. Oil up 0.6, which is interesting because it sold off aggressively yesterday with the news of the production increase by OPEC Plus. So that's interesting as well. Jarhead Trader, look at NVTS. Let's have a look at NVTS. I think we did have eyes on that one yesterday. I remember that one. That was the NVIDIA deal. Yeah, so this one was moving aggressively, not yesterday, but the day before in the pre-market. After the bell, and then it did bupkis in the pre-market. So this one moved Wednesday afternoon. So I think that's what that was. All right, here comes OKLO into the volume weighted average price. Again, as I mentioned, 48.55. That's where that is. So let's see if we can, let's see if we bounce into that level. We got about 30 seconds left. Let's see if we can make it down into VWAP here by the time the show ends. I don't know if we will though, Joseph, because it looks like there's a buy here at 75.
Where's VWAP there?
Oh, yeah, I know. It's a bit of a tough one to see there because, you know, this one starts populating a little bit later. It's actually a little bit lower than that. Okay. It's right here. Look at this chart. So it's at 48.50.
Oh, okay. You don't put the old VWAP
I do.
on
It's that black one right there. Oh, it's the black one?
Okay.
But because it populates a little bit different, it's never at the right level. So that's why I don't really use that one. Leave them with some thoughts, Joseph.
I mean, yeah, guys. I mean, yesterday we missed the breakout on Google. Today we caught a little bit of the move here on INQ. Like I was just talking about before, you're not going to catch them all. Shout out to Ash, but I don't know. No one caught that one, but that's okay. Did you? All right, there you go. There we go. I mean, you're not going to catch them all, but you try to catch as many as you possibly can. I hope everyone has a fantastic long weekend. That is my American friends. We had a long weekend, us here north of the border. But
we're going to have one too, baby.
Yeah,
Monday,
dude, I haven't. I feel like I haven't had one since I got back from Dallas, so a much needed break. And your boy's got to go get his oil changed, so hopefully I don't walk out of that door minus $1,000, but yeah, I think, yeah. Well, I mean, you know what it's like going to the mechanic there.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Well, I know you wouldn't because I had to tell you about something with your truck the other day, didn't I? Oh, okay, all right then. All right, no, thanks stuff there, guys. I know we're going into OT here now.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we're gonna send it over to the big boys.
All right, big boys. See you. I'll see everybody at the green screen.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I don't want to ever go to
green screen.
No mechanics. Apparently, my car just needed a boost, so it was all good.
Yeah,
so
that's
why I'm now a CAA member, and thank you for the boost. So we get away with basically no